Well. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's following in to get my camera together. Hope you guys were enjoying my appearance with Shamika Michelle. You guys can actually look that up on her page. That was from when I did her show the other day for the continuation of that. I hate that I had to cut you guys off, but as you see, I'm running a little late. But it's not totally my fault. I was waiting on our guest. We have a really esteemed guest today, Anwar Khalid of Young, Black, and Wealthy. Just want to make sure he's in the room. I do see him, so he's there. Um, so I want to give him a shout out before he comes on. Let me just make sure all my stuff's here. All our stuff is here. A little bit of housekeeping. Yeah, as you know, Hood Conservative. We are multicasting on all my stuff and as well as Hood Conservative. For all of my hoodies watching, Hood Conservative is back. I'm now producing the Vern Show. I'm Benj. If you don't know who I am, I'm producing the Vern Show now. We're going to have more and more content, more shows, trying to create a whole network thing here with Laverne. So we'll be on next Tuesday and every Tuesday the Lord sends. We're having a special show Tuesday, July 28th. That is me and Laverne's birthday. I will be down in Miami with Laverne. We're going to figure out how to do that together. Trevi may also pull up. Trevi and Cootie, which is the co-host of the show as well, may pull up. So we're going to get ready for today's guest. Let me just invite him in. He is the CEO of Young, Black, and Wealthy, which, if you guys don't know, is a basically a media aggregate page. He is Black. He is conservative. As well. So I've been featured on his page, and so many other conservatives have. He's going to give us a lot of tips today on how to go viral, how to make your stuff stand out for a page like his to be able to pick you up. So without any further ado, let's take a look at his page and then we'll bring him in. So this is the page here, Young, Black, and Wealthy. If you guys haven't seen it, it's got like a zillion, cajillion followers. If you guys want to go check that out, follow him. He's on X as well as on Facebook. He is none other than Anwar Khalid. Let's have him come on up. Anwar, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What's up, brother?
Can you hear me? Are you good?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
Well, I'm doing
we're
wonderful,
just getting our camera stuff together. We're trying to get these technicals together because not only am I hosting the show, I have to produce the show now and all that good stuff and my little studio and things and you know, folk be thinking I really know what the hell I'm doing. I'm out here winging it just like everybody else. We trying to make it work from day to day.
Because my
camera
went out. I'm like, what's going on? I said, no, not right now. Yeah.
The technicals are technicaling and the technicals are nuts. Everybody, I can see your comments. Let me move the comments thingy over. Yes, so I can see your comments when they come up. So yes, we have Anwar here. So yeah, so your page is huge. You got 240,000 on IG, 153,000 on Facebook. So tell us, who are you? Who are you, Anwar? Tell us about your early life and how did you decide to start this whole media conglomerate?
Well, like you said, my name is Anwar Khalid. I'm 44 years old, just made millennial. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
I'll be 43.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So born and raised on the south side of Chicago. 20 years in healthcare, at the bedside and in management. Also, well, let me tell you about Young, Black, and Wealthy. Let's just get straight into that. Young, Black, and Wealthy, the name came about because it was actually a platform that we built to educate young Black people in our community about investing in the stock market and other assets. So we grew a big group to maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 people from all over the country, people in our community, and we taught them how to invest. And so we basically just took the name and then started the page, and we started doing media, and we just kind of branched off into media. The original page we had 223,000, but it got taken down. You know how Instagram is sometimes. Instagram, TikTok, all of these platforms, they will take your page down. And so on the initial page, I was doing breakdowns of companies, like breaking down the financials and everything. And so we was getting a little traction with that. But I started just like posting other different type of media, and the page just took off. And so I'm like, okay, that's my lane right now. And then I'm like, okay, in our community, we got other issues outside of finances. And so I started basically taking the page in that direction.
Okay, so at this point, young, black, and wealthy is like your job. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that would love to go from healthcare, whatever it is they do during the day,
Yeah,
to get to that place. And we'll talk a little more about that. I mean, me, I've seen you showed me because we're actually friends in real life. So you've
yeah,
actually shown me your Facebook receipts, and you showed me that you actually are getting like 10K a month for someone like me who I don't know if y'all know, but yes, I do this, but this does not pay me. I have a regular job. I'm still very much in the matrix. But like you said, as far as like, these pages will come, they'll just take it out at any moment. You say the
yeah,
wrong thing and they'll do whatever. So for a nigga like me, a little bit scared to make that transition because I know I could talk crazy. I was just canceled. I was just anti-Semite a couple of months ago. So, for me to
yeah.
like make that my bread and butter, doing this and just it's just so volatile. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Well, it's something you definitely.
I don't know.
I wouldn't tell anybody to just jump out there and quit their job because this thing takes time to build, and it takes a lot of work. And so, most people, when they start pages, they had this grand idea, and then they start doing, and they like figure out that damn, this is a job. This is
It's a
literally a job.
job.
And it takes hours and hours. Some days I work 12, 16 hours. Some days I'm working all day, curating content, recording content, putting content out, editing my own content. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a process. But I think I started Young, Black, and Wealthy in 2020. And this going through all the ups and downs, including losing 350,000 followers because I lost the Young, Black, and Wealthy page on Instagram. I lost the one on TikTok, and then I lost my threads as well. And so all of that added up to about 350,000 followers. Yeah. So I had to go back and rebuild all of that. Now, this was during the time when they were real super censoring everything during COVID and all of that. And so you couldn't say shit. The Biden administration, we know that. And so, man, they took me
Yeah.
down, but it was definitely it was hard to go back and start all back over. But I did it because I was committed to it. I had a vision for it, and I just wanted to make it happen. So I did it. But as far as the financial part of it, oh man, I didn't make no money off this thing for years, really, outside of me doing like selling advertisement on the page to help other people basically, grow their pages and things of that nature. But it was probably for a good 4 or 5 years maybe that I didn't, make this type of money. So doing 10, which actually we did more than 10,000 this past month on Facebook. We had another record month. Once I put my foot down and figured out what the algorithm wanted, I just kept feeding it that. But yeah, don't quit your day job. Don't rush into it because it's one of those things that, like you said, is highly volatile. I would suggest always making sure that you have a backup page and be building on multiple platforms if you can. Yep.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, because I had like an ex, like my ex back in the day used to be popping. I had like 20, I think like 23,000 followers and more and most at one time. And now, like, ever since they've been like shadow banned, everybody's like, oh, Elon. I'm not impressed. My ex is, I don't even know how many I have. I don't even really do X as much anymore, to be honest, because it's just so like, I don't know. I'm just shadow banned, doesn't go anywhere. That's why I look at people like you who do this for like a living, and I'm just so in awe of you because to me it's too volatile. You know what I mean? One
Yeah.
day you're here, one day you're not. These
Yeah.
random people in a boardroom somewhere are now to the point algorithm or some random bot will just take away all the work that you put in, and
Yeah.
now it's just gone one day. One day they
Listen,
just take all your stuff and they're like, oh, well, you did XYZ thing. And now, because
exactly.
I have like no traction on X. Like I post my stuff on X is crazy because I have videos and we'll talk about some of my viral videos. Actually, one of my first viral videos, actually, one of my newer viral videos are one that you covered. And that's how we actually,
Yeah.
got to know each other. But like, I'll have something that'll do like, for example, I had a video, a Newsmax appearance that did like, it was doing like 100,000 on Facebook and like 50, 60, 70,000 on IG, and the same thing on X, 2 viewers. Like I
Yeah.
swear,
Yeah.
whenever like 2 viewers, it's like nuts. Like so, it's just like certain things are like better than others. Certain things will work with you, and certain ones won't. But I feel like I just can't. For me, at 43 years old, you know, there's a certain level of comfort. You know, I'm just gonna be honest that I like. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like to
Me too.
know where my money's coming from. You know, I have this you know, this big ass, you know, loft apartment I got to pay for, and my car note, and all my things. You know what I mean? So for me
Yeah.
to like say I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna do, you know, social media, it's like, yeah, that sounds cool and everything, but I can't trust it. Like what when you lost that first page with however many hundreds of thousands of people,
Mhm.
right? Like how did you feel behind? Like what did you do? Because for me, I remember when I lost my X page, I lost the X page of like 5,000 people. Well, I had my first one
Mhm.
was 23,000, the second was 5,000 that I lost. But it was like it was really good. I had really good followers on that page. That's the other thing, like the people that you interact with and that you gain over
Exactly.
time,
Yeah.
like you just lose all
It's
those
like a
people.
family
So
almost.
like
Yeah.
in that moment, what did you do not to give up? Because I would have gave up. So how did you
You know
find the
what?
strength to move forward?
First of all, I actually felt like it was coming because did I go out?
No,
Then
I don't know what happened.
I
I
don't know
see
why
you.
I can't see it on my side, but anyway,
Wait a minute. Let me hold on. Let me remove you and have you come back. I thought we was good. Maybe we're not. Hold on one second. The four, but yeah, I'm checking the Instagram feed. I see you, but it may be a few seconds behind. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna have you go out and come right back in. I think
okay.
we good though. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and see
I
you
think
just
we good.
fine. I just don't
Move
see.
your hand. Oh, you don't see you. All right, so I'm gonna have you go out and come back in. All right,
I
I'm
don't
gonna remove
necessarily
you. You
need
just
to
come on
see
back in.
me either, but okay. All
Oh
right.
no, we want the people to see you. So let me remove you.
No,
I'll
I
remove you.
said
Have you come
no. I'm
back in.
saying I don't need to see me. I do want the people to see me. Obviously, yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I want to make sure that people see you. So yeah,
Okay.
hold on. Let
Yeah,
me remove
sure.
you. I'm gonna have you go out and come right back in. Give me 1 second.
It just popped.
Okay,
There it
that
is.
was just
Yeah.
so weird. Okay,
Now it's there.
are you good
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you
Yeah.
okay? I think the Chiron did that. That's yeah, I think the Chiron did
'Cause
that. Let
my
me see.
everything on my end is working just fine. I don't know.
Okay, and there I am. Okay, and there I am, and there we are. Okay, that's weird. Okay, that's fine. Okay, are you good
Okay,
now?
yeah. Yeah, so let me ask you a
Okay, I
question.
think we're good
First
now.
of all,
Okay, yes.
and you was basically talking about after losing the page, what gave me the strength basically to go back and restart another page. First of all,
Yeah.
like I said, I felt like it was coming because I was getting all these violations out of the blue. Like they steady hitting my page, and I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, what the hell is going on? But I'm knowing also at this time we in this heavily censored era during COVID and everything, and it was a possibility it could get took down. So I had built relationships with people on social media, and I've helped a lot of people actually build their pages using my platform. And so what I did was,
You helped me. We'll
yeah,
get to that.
yeah, I took the knowledge that I had gained from building the original page, and then I reached out to all of those people. And it took a little bit of time because some of them like, damn, who is this? Is this somebody reaching out to me from some fake page? And then I might leave a message or something like that. And they'll be like, okay. And because I helped them, they would literally take my page and let me go on their page, collab with me or whatever the situation was. And I started building that following. Once I got back past 1,000 followers, it was like, because I know how to work that algorithm, man, I was back at 100,000 in no time. I think we did like 100,000 in probably like 6 or 7 months. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Well, yeah,
yeah,
I ain't
but
never
it
been
took,
there. But if somebody can help my ass out on X, that'd be great. It's really X, really more than anything. My
yeah,
TikTok is pretty good. I mean, the thing is, I know I get shadow banned a lot of different things, but I will say that my engagement, especially on TikTok, I think my TikTok has like 6,000 now, but my engagement is very high. I know. See, there's even people with a lot more like followers. They don't get as many likes and as much engagement because that's how I know I'm shadow banned, because it's like when my stuff gets out there, it gets liked. Like if you can find me, you know what I
right,
mean? It goes. It's just finding me is a
right.
problem. And I find that tends to be like the craziest issue, just trying to like find me out there, because for whatever reason, it's just like I just
Like
can't.
they
It's like
got
a
you
certain
hidden
level you
some
just
shit.
can't get past. And every so
Yeah.
often you'll have something like that pushes through, but for the most part, it's like the shit is just stagnant. So that's like super annoying. So I think one of the things that I think contributes to your success is that you do lean conservative, which is wonderful. It's wonderful to see a page like yours. I mean, that leans conservative, because there's always, especially in the Black realm, there's just like the shade room and
a lot of heat for that
neighborhood
too.
talk, and all those are like extremely leftist. They're all owned by people that are not Black Americans. A bunch of tethers own those, and they're always pushing all these narratives. They're always pushing, for the illegals and for anything that is not helpful to Americans. They're anti-Trump on everything. Like they're pushing that, like, how are you a Black blog pushing that, like, the 14th Amendment, being abolished basically and just being used for everybody and their mama is a good thing for Black people. But of course, the tethers that run those pages, if those don't know what a tether is a Tariq Nasheedism. Tariq Nasheed is I guess you could say like a Black influence. I don't always agree with him, but where I do agree with him is that he talks about the delineation of Black Americans, meaning Black Americans who are descendants of slaves like myself, and people who are Black immigrants. This totally different things. Everybody thinks, oh, you're just Black. No, the Black immigrant and the Black American, the foundational Black American, which is the term that he came up with, are two totally different things. So you have a blog that's run by those people. So of course they're going to be pushing for, more illegal immigration, more of that type of stuff. But like, you're actually coming and being sort of conservative. And I like that you don't reflexively hate on Trump. You're not like, a MAGA stooge either, but you don't reflexively hate on Trump, but you're not woke. But then I found that you can be even somewhat, supportive of Obama a little bit more than I would be. Obama ain't got no friends over here. Okay. So how do you straddle that fence with those things?
Well, you know what? First of all, let me get to the Obama thing. I don't necessarily have to support Obama because it's not like he's running for anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't hate.
But you posted that ugly ass building like it wasn't that ugly ass building.
Think, I'm from the south side of Chicago. That's like 10 minutes where I grew up from. I think the campus, the building might not be as attractive as some people would have liked it to be, but the campus overall is beautiful. It's multiple buildings. It's just, I love it. I like the way it looks. I think it brought something good to the community. Huh? Go ahead.
So you're in Chicago. So which building look better, Trump building or Obama building?
Here we go. Why does everything have to be Trump versus Obama? Shit. They both okay to me. They both okay to me. I didn't know we was going into architect, but yeah. No. So you know what? First of all, let me answer the fullness of your question. I took a lot of heat, man. I mean, I even lost friends, followers. I even have family members who were upset with me and still are upset with me to this very day because I supported the president. I used to have my red cap on. I call it red cap gang, Black MAGA. And I definitely supported the president. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like I have the right to hold him accountable when he doesn't stick to his campaign promises. I think we've talked about this before with the war. Come on, that's not a part of the America First agenda. And so not only did I vote for him, but I supported him. I put my ass on the line for him with my pages and everything. And so I'm definitely going to hold you accountable. As far as like with the Democrats, let me just give my views on that. And I hope I'm not moving ahead, am I? Too far, too fast.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
First of all, I never have said that I was a Democrat or Republican. I don't believe in being beholden to any party. I am a conservative. I believe in the old school family values, and that's because of my upbringing. Democrats, when you can't define what a woman is, then we have a problem. We have a serious problem, man. And I call them the freaky Democrats because the stuff that they're pushing.
Did we freeze? I think we froze.
Did we freeze?
Did we freeze? Yeah, we froze for a second. You said you call what?
I call them the freaky Democrats because they're freaky. They're freaky as hell. Like some of the stuff that they're promoting and pushing and supporting, I just can't get with that. I was raised in a home where my grandfather was a Baptist preacher. My dad was FOI in the Nation of Islam. parents were married for 51 years. Grandparents were married for 51 years until my granddad passed. So I came from what I like to call uppity, or what they call Bougetto family. Like, you know,
Me too. Me too.
these are people, you know, who had went to college, went to the military. You know, they was good working class people, went to church, but they'll still kick your ass too. You know what I'm saying? So,
amen.
Yeah. So, but the things that the Democrats are promoting, I just can't. I can't get with that, man. I can't get with it.
I have a similar. I have a similar upbringing. I mean, yeah, we definitely grew up, you know, Bougetto. I was, you know, a planned child. My parents were married. You know, they were married 45 years till my mom died. So yeah, I definitely understand that. Definitely Bougetto. You know what I mean? We'll kick ass and pray about it later. That's why I look at even like that. I know you probably covered this. The Don Lemon thing. The Don Lemon knew whose church to go up into with that, because he went up in my church with that. My pastor would have told them deacons to lock them doors, and we would have beat that ass and got all them protesters up out of there. If you guys don't remember the Don Lemon going to that church, in I think where was that, Minneapolis, somewhere, wherever that was, and breaking up those people's church over that whole Renee Good pretty thing, whatever the ICE thing. But yeah, he knew who to do that too, because if he would have gone on Double Rock on the side and Mount Moriah, Mount Antioch Baptist, they would have got their ass beat.
They'd have got their ass whooped,
and we could pray about it later.
You know what? Don Lemon followed my page though for about a week. I guess he probably seen
I'm sure he did.
He seen like some pro-black shit, like, you know, and he liked it, and then he started seeing that Trump shit coming through, and I guess he was like, "Oh no, excuse me, I hit the table." But yeah, so he followed my page for about a week. But yeah, you know what? First of all, when people are worshiping, let them worship. I mean, why would you want up at somebody's church, even if you were just trying to do an interview? Basically, he was just there to keep up a bunch of shit, and probably doing it for some views as well.
Like any terrorist, the terrorists are going to always want a soft target. So that's why they picked that church, because they knew that, you know, they probably weren't going to likely get their ass kicked, which is why they did a nice little sweet little white church. They didn't go to a black church, because a black church, they would have got their ass beat. And we would have prayed about it later. We got tambourine, we got weapons, we got tambourines, let them little things, tambourine, you know, the things that sharp. So you know, black church got weapons, we got all, don't play with us. Okay. And a lot of times our deacons are carrying. So he knew who to do that foolishness too.
You got that old 38 special.
Speaking of race baiters, we often in our conversations, we talk about, like, you know, a lot of the other people that are doing the same sort of thing that you're doing. And like I said, I like the fact that you are conservative, but you're not one of those people that just beats up on black people all the time. As I'm the same way. I don't go out here and gratuitously try to beat on black people. You know, Lord knows that's definitely the ways to the top. I'm out here struggling for followers. If I was out here like, all the niggas are stupid, I would probably have like 100,000 followers. I mean, we know who those creators are who do that sort of thing. And I'm really happy that you are not one of those people. Thank God. But we'll talk about some people. We often talk offline. We talk a lot about, like, people like Nick Fuentes, for example. Nick Fuentes is out there in Chicago like you are. And I look at Nick Fuentes as somebody who, I don't even look at him as like a real white supremacist for real. Because I mean, a real white supremacist is not going to be friends with Kanye and palling around with Sneeko and all that stuff, whatever. I just think that he's a person who uses a lot of shock value and a lot of shocking words. And as I've said on many pods before, like, black outrage is the easiest way for you to get famous. I mean, you outrage the blacks and the views and everything go up. So I think he's kind of used that to his advantage, but I think it also cheapens his brand, because his actual takes on, especially his takes on Trump's failures and the things that Trump's not doing right or whatever, where he's falling short, is actually very much on point. And we've actually said that same thing, but he just cheapens it with the whole like nigs, and because like, that's not, come on, like, that's not even your real reality. For real. Or someone even like a Myron Gaines, who we talked about in the past. And I like Myron. Myron has a lot of things to say that are of value, especially with his geopolitical stuff. You know, he's Arab. He knows a lot about that area and this whole thing with the Iran stuff. He has a lot to offer. But again, I feel like it's cheapened by the crazy rhetoric, but the crazy rhetoric is how you bring the viewers in. So how do you balance that with being such a big platform?
You know what? I don't think I've ever. No, I take that back, because I have posted Nick Fuentes on the page one time, and it was a post, because you got to be careful with some of the stuff you post on these pages, because, you know, people get really emotional about shit, And it was about, he was saying something about like, let's just all unite, blacks come together. And I won't go into the reason why he was saying that, but
I remember this.
yeah, that's like the only thing that I ever put on there of Nick Fuentes. I don't think I've ever posted anything about Myron Gaines. But let me tell you this. This is the thing for me. I've always been a person that I consider myself to be an independent thinker. I don't let media or other people tell me who to like, what to like. I know that a guy like Nick Fuentes, I can sit and listen to him. And I don't have to agree with everything, but that don't mean I discard the person totally because I disagree with them on one topic. The things that he said about Trump holding the administration accountable, just like you said, is on point. It's really on point, and I respect that. Myron Gaines, I don't like some of the stuff that he does. First of all, some of the stuff that he done when he was on the what's that Fresh and Fit podcast, where he was talking about some of the issues that we have with modern day women. I get that, but just totally just like mistreating women and calling them bees and all of that type of stuff like that, I can't. I can't vibe with that. You know what I mean?
I look at Myron as like, I look at him as like the Howard Stern of our times. And as much as, you know, a lot of that stuff and necessarily love it, I do think that there's a need for, especially for young men. There's kind of like that streak in young men that feels like I got to step outside of being polite and I got to step outside of like, you know, the gynocentric world of me having to do the right thing and sit and have to sit properly. You know, so it's like he kind of has that sort of outlet for young men. Do I feel like it should be your mantra of life? No, but I do feel like there's always, since Howard now, because Howard is such a simp now, and he's like a total like corporatist, like you know, liberal cuck now. You know, Howard Stern. Like I don't even know who Howard Stern is anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that Myron kind of like fills in that gap for a new generation, just with like just foolishness and things of that nature. He's actually a little smarter than Howard Stern, especially as far as like the political stuff. But I think that's kind of where that comes from, and where you have all those, you know, influencers like, you know, Myron and Nick and even, you know, Sneeko and other. It's like they're kind of like they're the people that are not going to sort of like sit around and play nice because everything is so, you know, corporatized now, and you can't do this and you can't say that. Even though, again, I don't agree with a lot of the, you know, racial rhetoric. But again, I don't even think someone like a Nick Fuentes even agreed to his own rhetoric anyway, because his life is not the life of a white supremacist. He's half a Mexican somewhere. So are you really a white supremacist? He's like ethnic white. You know what I mean? So you're like the nigger of white people, if we're going to be honest about it. You know what I mean? You're not like some, you know, Anglo-Saxon relative of Thomas Jefferson or something like that. You're not that. You know what I mean? If anything, if me as a foundation of Black American, my people been here longer than yours. Your people came through Ellis Island and things of that nature. We were here since the establishment of before, you know, with George Washington and things like that. So I take stuff like that, you know, you know what I mean? I take it with a grain of salt, but I understand that that's just how you get money out here. That's how you create an audience. That's how you know, because even when people hate on me, you know, I have people, they come on me, they hate on me, they say, oh, you're a coon, you're this, you're that, you're third. I don't give a shit. End of the day, it's all engagement for me. Like all the algorithm sees is the comment. So if the comment's a good comment, bad comment, I hate you, you're a coon, I'm going to kill you. It's all a comment. It's all ones and zeros. No one really gives a shit at the end of the day. It doesn't really bother me when people are haters. I enjoy that, actually. I enjoy the hate because I know the hate is what's going to bring people along, and that's what's going to stick out in the algorithm, because more people are apt to comment on something that they hate rather than what they like. If they like, they'll, you know, if anything, they'll hit the heart, if that. But if they hate it, the passion of hate in the comments and love it, because all you're doing is you're just contributing to me. That's why I just feel like when you guys do that, not you guys, or when people hate, you're not affecting me. Like, I don't know you. You're no one to me. You know what I mean?
You will get more views from hate watching than anything. Like literally, that's one of the things. Like, why I gravitated towards you, because you want all the smoke. You don't care, and I'm that type of person. Like, if I believe in some shit, I'm standing on it. I don't care how you feel. It doesn't make a difference. And then when you broke the coon hat out, bro, I called you. I think.
Coon hat. You mean Macoon hat? Oh, yes. Bro, I don't stay. I just never stays far.
I say, bro,
never stays far. That's right. Yeah.
And
because you know that's the thing. People think that by calling you a name, they're gonna stop you, or they're gonna make like, I will embrace the coon. Okay, I'm a coon. Great, I'll be a coon. That's fine. I wear the hat, and that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. But people think that you're a coon that's gonna shut you up. The whole point of coon, and that's why people think I'm crazy for embracing the coon thing. But I embrace the coon thing because the whole point of coon is you call me a coon, that's gonna shut me up. supposedly. And a lot of Black conservatives, they get offended, they go into their corner, they cry about it, and they become like reflexively hateful, and their rhetoric becomes hateful toward Black people because they're being made fun of or whatever. I don't, because I understand why you call me a coon, because I would have called me a coon too 10 years ago, before I was enlightened, before I figured out how the government works, before I got my money up. So I get it. You're broke and you're poor and you're miserable, and you have to blame it on someone. So, I mean, this guy comes in saying things that hurt your feelings and hurt what the Black Boule have taught you what to say and how to say. So, of course, you're going to lash out at me, and that's okay. I don't mind it because I'm stronger than that. I don't mind it. I want you to lash out because eventually you're going to learn. That's why I don't block people. I do not block people. I literally, I don't block nobody because you need this education. So I want you to come back.
You need this education
and educating yourself and continue to hate on me. What am I blocking? I'm not blocking my fans. Why am I blocking a fan? You're a fan.
Benj,
you're on my page. You're a fan. Why would I block you?
I don't want to go too long on that point, but I just wanted to say this real quick. For those that don't know, this guy actually cares about the Black community and things that's going on with our people. So just because you calling him a coon because you disagree and you say this guy probably hates Black people, he's probably in love with every other, it's not like that. I know him personally, and I know that he actually cares, and that's why he's saying the things that he says. That's it.
I absolutely care about Black people. And again, that's why I have not sold out and become one of those, all the Blacks are stupid type of people for money or whatever, because at the end of the day, I want to educate Black people the same way I educated myself. And ultimately, I want us all to come up, but the come ups are to come up as individuals. I believe in individuality. I talk directly to Black folks. Like I talk to you, the individual. I don't talk to a community because all the community stuff is just, that's just for Al Sharpton and Ben Crump and all the people that make money off Black folks' backs. I want to see Black people as individuals, and all people, really, all Americans, but specifically to Black people, because I come from a Black experience, to do well. Because I used to be a wokie too. That's why it does not bother me. But I was broke. My credit score was in the toilet. I didn't have shit. And I was looking for ways in which to make a reason for why my life was so fucked up. So, of course, I lashed out on other people. And I understand a lot of times the things that I say and a lot of things that Black conservatives say, it seems hurtful because it goes against everything you ever were taught. So I understand that's a hurtful process, but it's a process. And there's people who message me and say, wow, like what you said was like, I get it now. I didn't get it at first. I get it now. So I look at it like this. You're going to hate me now, Black folks, but you're going to love me later. And I'll be, and when you love me, and when you come home to Papa, I'll be right here waiting for you. Come on, baby, I was waiting for you. Come on, love. But it comes from a place of love. I don't hate Black people. I want Black people to succeed, but sometimes to succeed, you got to hear the hard truth sometimes. So I do appreciate that because I didn't tell him to say that. I appreciate you saying that. Speaking of me, since we're on the subject of me, let's talk about how you met me. So how I ended up meeting you, Anwar, was that I had a clip of when I was on Newsmax sometime, I think 2025, sometime, maybe in 24, that went viral. And the clip, Wesley, I'll show you guys the clip and then we'll talk about it the other side. Let me just pull a clip up.
I'm glad you
did
that.
This is the clip that the first clip ever that Anwar posted of me. Let's pull it up.
You're tap dancing, seeking white approval Black person here. I just find it so crazy that Black people are upset about the ending of Black History Month in Google, but it's like, that would mean that you're seeking white validation through Google to celebrate Black History Month, but I thought white validation was bad. This makes no sense. I don't need Google to celebrate Black History Month. I am actually, much to the chagrin of many people, I am a Black person. I am an ADOS. I am FBA. I am a person who is a descendant of slaves here. Like my sixth great-grandfather has the same land. My family still lives on it to this day in South Carolina. My mother's buried there, my grandmother, all my people. So if I want Black history, I am Black history. I wake up Black history. I go to bed Black history. I'm Black history right now.
But you don't need a flag for it.
I am the first Black man to sit on the Carl Higbee show in this chair today. Mark it, mark the calendars, call Al Sharpton, Black history. I've made a holiday today. It's ridiculous. Stop doing this to Black people. We do not need a marking for every little thing that we do. We are Americans. It is time for Black people, everybody, all these groups, take the training wheels off and let's just all be Americans. I don't need Google to tell me when to celebrate my Black history, women's history, whatever. It's every day. We're all Americans. This is ridiculous. It's time to let it go. It's dumb.
You know what? I'm going home. Benji, you take it from here.
It's crazy.
So yeah, so that clip, just to give you a little background on that clip before I have you come in, and why that clip was out, they sent me something, about, they were saying we're gonna talk about Black History Month, and there was like this upset thing because people were upset that like Google didn't, I think, put Black History Month in the Google Doodle or whatever, and my argument was that why, as if you're a proud Black American, whatever, do you need Google to substantiate your history or whatever? And I always, as I often do, talk about the fact that, I am a descendant of slaves. My family still has a land that we've been on, and all my family's buried there since the end of slavery. So I am Black history. I don't need someone else to validate that. And it just seems that we, as, Black folks and the wokey Black folks, are seeking like, validation from like a quote unquote white organization by Google or whatever. So that, went viral or whatever. I got a lot of hate on that. I don't know why, because it's a very loving message to Black people. I'm really trying to empower Black people, but, got a lot of hate off of that. And then when it went up, I remember it just going on Instagram. I posted that thing went crazy on Instagram. It's going crazy. And then my friend Shamika Michelle, who we just showed in the video leading up to this, the pod, I was on the pod the other day, she messaged me and was like, yo, they reposted you on this page, and it was Anwar's page. So tell me, how'd you find my clip? Why'd you pick my clip? And how do you pick clips to feature? And by the way, once Anwar featured his page, it just really went crazy like that. It just went crazy. So how do you pick videos? How did you find my video? How do you pick videos to feature?
Well, you know what, on your particular video, I just something that just really, it's something that I agree with. And so I'm like, man, we are in this time where people look for outside validation for Black history, when Black history is something that we should celebrate every day. And it's actually American history. And I don't think that our people take ownership of that American heritage. Like, it's got to be some reason, for some reason in people's mind, it's separate. No, this is all American history. And like our ancestors helped to build this nation into this great nation. And so we need to make sure that we take ownership of what's ours. And I don't know how I found the clip. I probably was just scrolling one night and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good one right here. Bro hitting on some good points.
Because I don't even think you followed me. So that's why I didn't even know about, your page or anything.
Get into it. So look, that's the reason why I didn't, because most of the time I try to tag people, obviously, when I find their content. Because first of all, it's just a respect thing. And then you don't want people.
Yes, that's right. Because that was the thing. You did not tag me. And that's how, I was like, because I get posted so many times by these different pages or whatever, and nobody ever freaking tagged, especially on X. They will take your video out their thing and they'll like repost it. They don't even give you credit for it. Yes, you did not post me, but yes, go ahead. Tell them why you didn't post me.
Yes, because I didn't know who you were. I didn't know. I didn't know where to find you. And I think somebody it might have been Shamika. Because she follows my page, I follow her page. I think it was her or somebody put in there and they tagged you in there. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went to your page and I started listening to some of your other videos. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is another Black conservative. Let me go ahead and follow. And then I think, I don't know, somehow after that, I think you might have inboxed me or something like that. Did you?
I did.
Or one of us inboxed each other.
Yeah, I did. And
then like we started talking, we talked on the phone. Because I remember like one of the first conversations we had, we was talking about how we both voted for the president and that if he didn't stick to his promises, that we would both hold him accountable, which I believe we both done a pretty good job of that. And also, celebrating him when he does good things as well. But so after that, like, our friendship developed. We always talk. Like, we'll get on the phone and text and shit, and I might put something up and Benj by, like, what the fuck is that Obama shit you just put up? And it's like, because my page is a news page, like I post everything. Like, even whether it's liberal type shit, except that far left shit, I won't post on there. Or conservative.
I was going to ask you, how do you editorialize like what you're going to cover and what you're not going to cover? Like, when you see stories come out, you say, okay, I'm going to cover this, and I'm not going to cover that. Like, what do you cover as opposed to what you just won't cover?
You know what? I would say one of the things is based on whether the fuck I could get a violation on it or not. Because I posted something the other day and it was a Chris Brown video. And he was at the concert and he was like bumping and grinding on a young lady that was they said it was married. And I just thought it was just so fucking disgusting that somebody was married and they got up on stage and done that. And then Instagram came. I opened up my page one night and I got a violation and they took the video down. But I don't know.
Yeah, that was actually one of the posts I wanted to talk about. And I was wondering why there wasn't a video. And it's funny because I was gonna look for a video to add here. Glad I didn't. But yeah, that was one of the posts I wanted to talk about, the Chris Brown thing, because and it was crazy. I was like, why you don't got a video of this? Now I know why. That's why you didn't have a video of it. Because, they're being weird.
Yeah, but so when it comes to, I call it curating content. That's just like a term that content creators use. Just gathering up content. Some stuff that's like extreme that I know, because the crazy thing about it is like I probably know a good 4,000 or 5,000 of my followers. Like we talk, we inbox each other. Sometimes if some shit is going on crazy on the page, if somebody's harassing, they'll reach out to me. Like I've developed friendships with a lot of these people. And so if it's just extreme, then I just won't put it up, whether it's extreme to the right or to the left. So yeah, it's not no like specific rule, but yeah. And then I always try to focus on hot topics, obviously, because the algorithm is built to push out hot topics. I know sometimes too, and I wanted to tell you this too, like some of these topics we'd be like, well, man, why am I getting into that? Because it's just Black folks being woke or whatever, but we can kind of like rework that and talk about it from our point of view and then still keep it on that topic so that algorithm can push our content out. And so I think that's something
that I can say. That's one thing. That's one thing I don't do. I really don't, which I probably could do better. But because again, I'm a one person, so I'm not like a editorial, page or like a publication. But I don't tend to chase the algorithm, and I probably would do better if I did. I noticed that because there are people who just post about like every new thing that's out, whatever. And, me again, I work. I have a normal job. I have like a normal whatever outside this. So it's like if I feel enthused enough to do something, I'll post about it. But I'm not one of those people that's like, let me talk about this, or they're doing this, so let me just do that. Like, that's more so like, for you guys, the editorial guys. You know what I mean? I'm more of like a personality. So I feel like if people come, they're kind of coming because they, like me. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of me curating what I want to talk about, because I'll talk about something maybe even a week later after it's like popping. Because for me, it's not so much about chasing numbers because it's not a monetary thing for me. But I feel like when it becomes a job, you kind of get bound by that. And I think a lot of people think that, okay, I'll start making money off social media and it's just going to be so easy, but it's not necessarily so easy. You know what I mean? Like it's not so easy. It's not as easy as, that's why even for you to come here and give people tips or whatever, you can give away free game, but 99.9% of people ain't going to do it no way. So you can give it away for free because the actual dedication that it would take to actually do it and get it done, most people ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? Up to including myself on some level, because I'm addicted to the comfort of my job. I have a very good job and it pays good, and I'm very addicted to that comfort. So for me to like step out and be like I'm doing social whatever now, and then like for some random algorithm we're taking your page away. Like I don't the way my comfort is set up and the way my clothes and shoe collection and things and the way this rent's set up. You know what I mean?
I get it.
You know what I mean?
And
for me,
like, and you're like me pre 2024, basically, because I'm working in healthcare, making 6 figures, very comfortable lifestyle. And so like, I'm doing this because I love to do it. Like it's something I'm passionate about it, getting out news, being a Black media company, something that we don't have enough of. And people don't understand the power of media as well. And so like, I'm like, man, I'm comfortable over here. I'm good. Even though I'm still kind of like, damn, I'm ready to retire. Healthcare is stressful. It's so stressful. But I do understand that. I do understand what you're saying as far as like, having that comfortable lifestyle and it not being a big deal. But I will say this, even if you're not chasing the monetary value of it, just building out your platform and making it bigger so you can reach more people is just as important as the monetary side of it, if not more important, especially if you're just trying to reach people. You know what I mean?
That's what I care about the most. I care more so about, educating, people in general, specifically, Black folks, and just showing them a better way, or just showing something different, and having a different conversation. I don't seek to be a Black leader. I don't want anybody following me. I want you to have the strength and the courage to follow yourself, because common sense is always going to win the day. And I just want to encourage more people to stop listening to the narratives and stop questioning what you know is common sense off of this emotional bullshit. Because I mean, come on, like birthright citizenship, letting all the illegals in. If you're Black and you out here and you ain't a millionaire and you struggling, common sense would say not a good idea. But the wokies would tell you that's racist. It's like, well, what do you mean? So somebody has to be able to step up and just say, no, go with your common sense. That doesn't make sense. It's okay to not necessarily go with the liberal narrative all the time. Doesn't mean you're a coon and you hate yourself. Like, it's ridiculous, but someone has to do that. But for me, like I said, I would love to make money because I'm all about the money. You know what I mean? I'm beginning the monetization process on some of these platforms. Like I think Facebook has like offered it to me or whatever. Instagram. I still don't got enough, popping for it to really be a thing. I'm into it. I love. Hey, give me some money. I love it. But I also have to say I do like on there's a flex for me, because so many people will say like, oh, you sold out, or who's paying you, or some white folks paying you. I love to be able to have the flexibility to say nobody paid me for shit, because nobody does pay me for shit. I have not gotten any money from Newsmax, I-24, any news you ever see me on, anything. I've never gotten paid one dime to this very day for my political anything. And I love to be able to have that as a flex, because you can talk shit about me all you want, but all these wokies you follow, they the ones out here with Patreons and Cash App. Give Cash App, send them a Cash App. You ain't never heard me ask for a dime, ever.
Me neither. And you know what?
Let me say this. I would never do that.
Exactly.
I'm not out here grifting. You're a grifter. No, baby. I ain't no grifting over here. I work for mine. I take care of mine. If anything, all this studio and shit, the thousands I invested, this cost me money. And this hasn't made me a dime. I'm losing money on this shit. I could be working right now. You know what I'm saying? I can make money right now. I take time from work I could be doing because it's something I'm passionate about. So, right, because I believe in what I'm saying, and because I want people to go through the same like opening up and the same just getting smart that I went through. I want that for every Black person. I want that for every American. And it's not so much about voting for Trump, because I mean Trump's not even a thing anymore. I mean, there's no more voting for Trump, but I want us to be able to be individuals and use this system and play the Democrats against each other to the Republicans. That's what we're supposed to do as Americans. We've gotten this whole team sport thing, which doesn't make sense. So it's like I need to be coming from the right, telling people on the left that you don't necessarily have to go along with every little thing that the left tells you to do, especially when it's to the detriment, especially of Black folks. Like common sense. That's all. I just want people to use their common sense that God gave them. That's all. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's all. So now with that, do you feel? Can
I just elaborate a little bit more on that point, just really quick? Yeah. Because I got accused of being paid by the Republican Party, by Russia, by Qatar, by AIPAC, when I supported the president. Now I'm serious, no bullshit. I mean, like if you go on some of my old TikTok videos, you'll see what I'm saying. And I used to do lives. I used to have 700,000-800,000 people in there, and a lot of angry folks in there saying shit like that. But no, I supported them because one of the reasons, let me focus on that because you just talked about this, was the illegal immigration. In my city, in my old neighborhoods that I grew up in, these, and I don't want to say these people because they're human beings, these Venezuelan and other immigrants came over here and they were taking over neighborhoods in Chicago on the South Side. They were taking over the beautiful lake. You know, we got Lakeshore Drive and all these beautiful beaches. And they had basically came and took these things over. Now, mind you, they're not working, but they're getting all these type of government benefits. So they out there on the beach all the way from in the morning till at night. And so I definitely supported the president because I'm like, wait a minute, we can't just have open borders. What other country do you know in the world that just has open borders where you just let people in freely?
Nowhere.
And do as they please. And then you take money from hardworking Americans that have been paying taxes, they've fought in the military, they've fought to make this country a better country, and you're giving it to people who haven't even paid any taxes, haven't fought in our militaries, aren't serving our communities. that basically they're just sucking up everything. So I supported them for that. And to me, that has nothing to do with politics, political parties. That's just common sense, period.
And the same black folks that cry about reparations will support that. Please make it make sense. Or like, where you think the reparations money is coming from? If you're waiting for reparations money, we won't even go into how that's a foregone fantasy, whatever. There's a lot of political reasons for that, but if just in general, if that's something that you're waiting on and you're saying reparations and whatever, then how are you on your reparations when they spending 20, 30, 80, 40 gazillion dollars on illegals? Like, where do you think that's coming from? And the illegals are now outnumbering you politically. They have votes too. Democrat Party hasn't considered their feelings too. They already got your vote. So you think they're going to fuck themselves over to give you something when they got all these new people? Like, we're outnumbered. It makes no sense. Like I tell black folks all the time, reparations is something that could have happened. There were 2 times that reparations could have happened. The first time was after 68, when they did the whole Great Society. They could do reparations then. But LBJ said, fuck that. I'm going to keep you niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years. We'll give you all this welfare, take the fall out the home, all that bullshit. That was one time. Then we can move 40 years later under Barack Obama. Black folks, that was the pinnacle of black excellence, black power, all that. We did that. Black folks got Obama in. Of course, a lot of white people helped, of course. But the black narrative, the racism, Jim Crow, all that, mind you, he ain't even black American. His father's African. He had nothing to do with any of that. He grew up in Indonesia. So all that's bullshit. That's why I can't do Obama. Sorry. Fuck Obama. It'll always be fuck Obama over here. Because he cosplayed as a black person, not do shit for black folks. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, back to what I was saying. All of that, we get him in there. And he could have done reparations. The Democrats had all the votes. They could have done reparations right then. They're not going to do it. They didn't do it. Why? Because your black ass wasn't going nowhere. There was no threat. Everything in government moves with incentives and threats. If you have no threat, no incentive, they have no incentive to do anything for you. And unfortunately, we are now outnumbered. So reparations, I'm sorry, y'all got to let that shit go. Because I don't see how that happened. Where are the votes for that?
Go.
Sorry.
It should never be.
So my message is reparate yourself. Get your money right. Get your credit right. Because you only get one time on this earth anyway. So if you are sitting around here waiting for somebody to free you, you're already free. Because in that case, why are Nigerians coming here? Nigerians make more on average than your average white person in America. So you have immigrant groups coming here and they're running circles around us. You only have one life to live, black folks. If you're going to be sitting around here worried about what, a Jim Crow and a slavery, all this past shit, your life's passing you by. We're dying every day. Oxidation is killing us every day. From the time that you grow to a full grown adult, you are literally dying every single day till you die. So you want to spend your time wasting your time on slavery or some shit, or you're going to live your life and do what's best for you. Period. Exactly. Nobody's going to come and save you but you. That's my message for reparations.
2 quick points. I don't believe that black people in America will ever get reparations. I've never been a person that ever was waiting on it. That's just like a fucking hope and a dream. Like, who got time to sit around and wait?
Obama, he ran on hope and change.
Yeah, but you know what?
At
the end of the day, I never thought him or anybody else would give it to us. My thing is I'm not waiting on it. I don't have time to wait to see if these motherfuckers going to deliberate and decide whether I deserve reparations or not. I'm going to go. That's why I started Young, Black, and Wealthy. I'm going to teach my people how to invest in the stock market. We're going to run our bag up, retire early. And that's another reason why I was able to leave my job, because I made good decisions about my money and where I invested it. And so at the end of the day, let's just focus on self-improvement first, keeping our families together, getting married, raising our children, and taking our money and investing it in our communities. All that other shit about reparations, bro, that's just a waste of time. And the crazy thing is, I don't even really
there's an operative word. There's an operative word you said there. The operative word was.
Go ahead, Benj.
No, I said the operative word you said there was deserve. Whether we deserve, it's not about whether we deserve reparations. That's the thing.
Okay.
The government does not work on who deserves something. Does Israel deserve billions of dollars? Does Ukraine deserve billions of dollars? No. What happens is that they have a lobby in the government, whether it be the war industrial complex, all that. They have lobbies in the government that push government to be able to move in their direction. Black folks, we don't have that because we don't have any leverage.
Yeah,
that's why. That's why you don't have it. Because trust me, if Democrats thought they could lose the black vote, you niggas have reparations tomorrow and a big booty hoe. They would absolutely do that if there was a threat of losing you. But now we are outnumbered, so even if they lost us, it don't matter. Remember, we gave Kamala 92% of the black vote, and she still lost. So the black bloc, unfortunately, is politically irrelevant. That is why. That's not Jim Crow. That's not slavery. That's why reparations will not happen, because the numbers, the math is not there. We sat by and allowed our country to be overrun through the Democrats that we black folks vote for. They replaced us. So if you want to know why you don't have reparations, thank a Democrat. That is why we are now outnumbered. Black politics does not move and change national elections. Look what happened with Jasmine Crockett. She ran on blackity black. You can't win a statewide on blackity. There's not one state in this union that you can win statewide on blackity black, because we are outnumbered. When we were the number one minority and when the country was just black and white, we could talk, because at that point it was all the whites are rich, all the blacks are poor. Kind of made sense. Now you got a whole plethora of poor white folks now. So now it's the way I would see everybody broke. So only people that are smart and who look forward can move themselves to the next level. The reparations conversation is a poor, brokey conversation. I'm sorry, y'all. I know that makes me a bad person. I try to break this to you with as much heart and sympathy as I can, because I want you to understand. It's not about simping for white people. It's about making you better, because you're walking around and you're waiting for something that is a fantasy. This is never happening because we don't have the political leverage for it to happen. If reparations can happen, I love a check. I'm FBA on both sides. I got slavery on both sides. I get a good check. But I live in reality. And that's more message to black folks in reparations. I just live in reality. That's all. So like Anwar is saying, get your money up. Get in that stock market. There's no reason why you can't benefit off of the fat of the lamb of this country that everybody else is. If a Nigerian can come in and do it, and they've been here for 5 minutes, what's your excuse?
Yeah,
we've been here longer than just about anybody. It was us and George Washington up in here.
Yeah,
no excuse. Sorry.
Yeah, and nobody's stopping
you.
And nobody's stopping you. And that's the thing that I feel about racism, because I'm never going to tell people that racism doesn't exist. But in spite of racism, you still can live a great life. You still can raise your family, because nobody's stopping you from taking care of your children. Nobody's stopping you from getting married. Nobody's stopping you from investing. Nobody's stopping you from going out and picking up the trash in your community and showing the young men and women. Nobody's stopping us from doing shit. So if we want a better life, it's totally up to us. And nobody has any type of chains on us and stopping us from doing it. So let's get it together.
And we just look at the people who keep talking about they're going to put us in chains, like Joe Biden and like the Democrats, all this slavery talk. I posted something this morning where I was talking to Trevian, who is one of the co-hosts of the Hood Conservative podcast every Tuesday at 2. And we were talking about the fact that they keep inculcating this like slavery talk and all this Jim Crow talk. And I say this over and over again. If a baby was born on this keyboard right now, that baby know nothing about none of that. This is all, at this point, it is learned behavior. You are free. There is no white man coming that's going to whip you and chain you and can't make you do whatever you want to do. This is learned behavior. The black boule, meaning that the black leadership class inculcates this in us to keep us in a certain place. And now it's just generational at this point. I would hope, and my mission in life is that when I die to go see Jesus, I don't want to look down on this world in the year 2100, 2200, and we still talking about this racial bullshit, this slavery bullshit. My 7 times great-grandfather, Hampshire Brown, did not die for me to be talking about slavery 150, 200, 300 years later. Yes. If I was a slave, I would not want my descendants still crying about me 7, 8 generations later. I want you to be better. I want you to be rich. I want you to do better.
That's like,
what is the point of that? But they just want to keep you down while they come up.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
They're all rich. Al Sharpton, all these people, they rich.
Do you hear people like? Let me ask you this, because I had made a video about this recently. I don't really hear people in my generation talk about slavery that much. I'm outside of like these content creators, because the algorithm is fine-tuned for that type of content, that victim stuff, slavery and all of that, and racism. Because if you put posts up like that, they shoot out quickly. I'm trying to tell you, that's something that I learned. But I don't really hear.
That's probably why I don't grow.
Like, do you hear people like in our age group talking about like the white man is or slavery? I don't hear that. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just the area I'm in, but I rarely hear somebody that's like a millennial and under talk about that shit. Do you?
I absolutely do. I think that a lot of it comes from, I mean, think about it. You hear it on The Breakfast Club. You hear it on, every time one of these comedians, one of the overseer comedians who's not even funny, like D.L. Hughley or Plies, or one of those people that's like those black activists, Amanda Seals, and all these people.
No,
Absolutely, the BET Awards and all that. All these,
not the people
everything is
like
in the
that.
black
Yeah,
culture.
yeah,
Always goes back to a slavery victimhood narrative. That's why I remove myself from it. That's why I don't watch those things. And because I
yeah.
was consume it as to be able to talk about it. It's like when I talked about the whole, we'll talk about the Nolan Wells thing, and people are mad
Okay.
at me because I said, look, the story, I see the psyop in the story. Like, we don't know what happened with that boy, but the whole way it's presented is like he went on a vacation with the 3 white boys, so he's dead, so the white boys must have killed him. Do we know that? No. But that's what's being pushed. So it's like, even if they don't directly say slavery, 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 the way that they do these stories, and this is why I'm so glad to have you here today, because you're a person who, does this sort of thing. Like, the way they push these stories is being pushed in a way to be able to push some sort of slavery narrative. Because even you'll hear like jokes and things like, and a lot, and the shade room and neighborhood talk, they're always pushing some sort of underlying slavery, white supremacy, victimhood narrative. So it's a little more stealthy, but it's here. And at this point, everybody gets mad about Kanye talking about slavery as a choice, but this mental enslavement of 2026, that is a choice. To even say the word, which I never say the term white supremacy, you never hear me talk about that shit because ain't no white man supreme over me. I feel like as a Christian, as a person who is, bought by the blood of Jesus Christ, how dare I say that I am a servant, a child of the King, say that a man is supreme over me? That is an insult to me straight to Jesus. So I would never say no foolishness like that. That's just how I feel. Being a Christian, just being, washing the blood of the lamb. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, how can you even go to God in prayer and you talking about some white supremacy, but you have quote unquote ministers like Jamal Bryant, Bishop Baby Daddy, and and Warnock, aka the abortion warlock, talking all this white supremacy fool just over the pulpit in church. So it absolutely is a thing. And the people, the plantation overseers, are pushing it as a thing.
When I asked you that, I wasn't talking about these people that are fucking on TV, these content creators, these talking heads. I'm talking about like in your day-to-day life, people that are not on TV, just regular, your average Joe. Do you hear those people talking about that? Or is it just primarily people that get on TV pushing that narrative because they know that's what sells? Like in your day-to-day,
they do, because I do hear them talk about it because they all in my comment section talking about it.
Okay.
Someone just did that today, actually, when I had a post today with Trevian, and we were talking about the whole, inculcation of, this whole slavery narrative and whatever, over and over again, black people. And this guy has this whole rambling ass long post about, well, during slavery to this, and I commented, and I was just like, who cares? Like, none of that has anything to do with the government today, money today, movement today. Actually, I can actually read my actual response to him, because I think it's important I get the actual response. I'll read you exactly what I said to him. I posted this morning. It's actually on my Instagram story right now. Let me pull up my Instagram story. Hold on. It's in my story right now. So this guy in response to my post about inculcation of black folks, all this victimhood stuff, he says, during slavery, enslavers sometimes placed black women in roles where they were expected to supervise enslaved boys and girls, keeping them productive, obedient, and divided. This was not true power. It was a tool of control created by the supremacy. By giving certain people limited authority over others, enslavers weakened unity between black men, black women, and black children. The purpose was to create division inside the black community, so no rebellions and the same patterns could continue across generations. When people do not know their history, they may repeat the same behaviors without realizing where those behaviors came from. Understanding the history is important so black people can recognize division, reject it, and rebuild unity. So you hear this and you're like, oh, blackity black, whatever. This is my response. I said, all that and $3 will get you on the bus. So what? Who cares? Nothing about a slavery in a past that we are only told about and that none of us have actually lived is more important than understanding how the government actually works in the present in order to build your individual future. Immigrants are popping up here in America yesterday and are running circles around foundational generational black Americans in 2026. Nigerian Americans earn more on average than white Americans. So black skin does not equate to poverty, but the general black community mindset of ever grievance and excuse making does. What has all this slavery talk gotten Black American folks at being at the bottom of damn near every measurable metric? I'm over it. Y'all can argue about and relitigate past poverty all you like, but I'll be busying myself with building my present and future wealth. Thanks. That's how I responded to that. Like, I ain't got time for all this slavery, mammy, all this antebellum ass bullshit that y'all niggas read about in the fucking history book. Who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit? At the end of the day, if you ain't got no money today, if your credit fucked up today, what Mansa Musa and fucking Kunta Kinte did don't mean a hill of shit for you if your shit fucked up today. I'm talking to people whose shit is fucked up today who want a better life for themselves today. You can really get that history book shit somewhere else. Like, who has time for that? I don't even have time in my day for that dumb shit. If you ain't got an 850 credit score, if you don't own a business, own a home, if you don't have 3-4 months rent money, whatever saved up, bill money, whatever, you can just be comfortable. You can't go on a vacation. If you don't have $1,000 in your bank account, be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, emergency comes up. You don't have time for the slavery talk. Okay. You don't have time for the shit. You don't have time.
You worry about the wrong.
You have more important fish to fry. Sorry if that makes me a coon, then I'll be wearing the hat.
No,
tell me how that makes me a coon.
It doesn't make you a coon because it's fucking common sense. We could sit up and rehash the past,
real shit.
But why are we wasting time doing that? And I'll never take away what the suffering my ancestors went through and their great achievements, you know, but sitting up there focusing on it or using it as a crutch is what I have a problem with. That's you. Come on now. Come on, focus on.
You should be using it as jet fuel, not a crutch.
Exactly. Focus on jet fuel. Focus on what you could do today. Because we can't go back and change none of that shit. Period.
Right. Now, this ain't Back to the Future. No, ain't nobody got a time machine to go back and fix it. I'm not going to relitigate shit that happened in the past. Like I said, I think for me, knowing and finding out specifically what my ancestry was and knowing that, and literally I go every year to South Carolina to the land that my family has down there. My whole family is buried there. My mother's buried there. My grandmother, great-grandmother, great-grandfather. So everybody's in this one, cemetery. We have this land across the road, and, I own a part of it. All my cousins own a part of it. I paid the taxes on it last year. Like, so I think being able to touch and feel your history just gives you a different outlook than what people. That's why going back to that clip that I played of me, it's like, I am Black history. So I don't need no niggas telling me nothing about this happened. Like, what the fuck? Like, if anything, my people that died in the past that were slaves, they want to see me of their lineage doing well. They don't want to see me arguing, complaining, and trying to fight their battles. I mean, if you were a slave, right, Anwar, and let's say you were a slave back in the day, and you looking down from heaven now, you don't want to see your 8 times great grandkids talking about my great grand slave Anwar did this, and you're like what does that do for anybody? What does it do?
I think
you get one time on this earth. Live your life.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Because all the slavery shit does is it just puts money in Al Sharpton and Ben Crump pocket. That's it.
Yeah. And Lord knows they got it, boy.
There's a delay, so I'm sorry if I'm like talking over you. So I like to give you a second because it's like a little bit of a delay for Okay. But yeah, I just for that, like, come on, like stop with this bullshit already. Like this is bullshit. You can't relitigate that. I want you as a Black American, as an American general, black, white, red, yellow, whatever, live your best life. Make all the money that you can. Live the most comfortable life you can. We need to come together as Americans, frankly, black and white. And it's funny you mentioned Nick Fuentes thing. I forgot to mention this when you talk about it. The clip you posted, Nick Fuentes, and I remember texting you about it. Well, that's actually a really good clip. He was talking about how, the black and white of this nation should come together against, that powerful nation across the sea that is causing division. And I actually went and I commented on that. And I said, well, Nick Fuentes, if you believe that, then you must be a part of that nation's psyop because you're very much a merchant of somebody who causes division between the black and the white in this country. Do you think that your rhetoric is contributing to the psyop from that certain nation across the sea that we can't talk about without getting demonetized? I mean, I would think that you're not bringing the black and white of America together, because I think he's actually right about that. A lot of this racial stuff comes from overseas. It doesn't even come from America, because black and white people we are essentially the same. We have the same American culture. We all like peanut butter and jelly. I think peanut butter and jelly personally is gross. We all like peanut butter and jelly and fried chicken and basketball and baseball and football. There are so many things that tie us together as Americans that we should be focusing on rather than using slavery, Jim Crow, whatever, because this is the only thing that you can get all the blacks on board for, because we all were descendants of slavery. So we can get the blacks on that. We can all do that. And then there's always, white people in that end of the day, we can always get them fighting over that, where we're all fighting, but the people at the top are skimming all the money.
Yeah.
So I think Nick was right about that, but I just need Nick to look into it and see what's your part in the PSYOP, Nick Fuentes, because you are a sower of division for clicks. So if you want to stop the PSYOP from that country going to sea, then you need to get your rhetoric together. Which in some ways I do see him moderating, because again, I mean, how far can you go with the white supremacy thing? Only goes so far. You become a cornball, and if you really want to elevate, and come out of that kind of little niche box, it's just like with the black supremacy. If you're all whites are bad and we hate the whites, only but so big you can get with that bullshit. There's a certain level where you can get with that, but you got to kind of break out of that anyway if you ever want to make it to the big time. So. For sure. Yeah, the division stuff, I'm sorry, it's dumb. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So going back to, which I'm sure a lot of people want to hear about, that transition from healthcare to now doing this full time, because I remember watching Myron Gaines, and Myron Gaines was saying that, he used to be a federal agent. So he was also another one that made really, really good money. And he was saying that if you want to do this full time, that time in between, he was like Homeland Security or something like that. That time in between you doing your regular job and doing social media as a full-time job, he's like, you're not gonna get any sleep. And it's a very hard transition. I find myself, I'm not fully transitioning in that way, or at least not consciously doing it. And I find myself, it's hard to get sleep sometimes. I gotta work on this and do this clip and post this and da. What advice would you give people who seriously are watching this and say, I want to take my social media to the next level to the point where it can pay my bills? What would you tell them?
Don't fucking do it. No, I'm just no. You know what? You're 100% right. I mean, you're gonna have to really commit to it, to be honest with you. Because it's literally gonna be your second job. And even though it's gonna be your second job, you're gonna be doing it while you're at your first primary job. And so for me, I get
hold on. I see. Yeah, wait. I want you to, that's a very important question. I want you to answer it again. I'm gonna kick you out and have you come back in, because delayed, I don't know why, but it's it's delayed. I want you, I know I want people to, and I'm sure I'm gonna clip that. I want people to get that answer. So I'm gonna remove you real quick and just come right on back in. Okay, I'm gonna kick you out. I want you to come back in. Give me 1 second. Okay, Anwar's gonna come back in, because that is super important question. I know that a lot of people want to know how to make that transition. Very important. I know with the technical glitches of whatever, I want to make sure that we don't miss that. So Anwar's going to go out. He's going to come back in. For those who don't know, I'm here with the CEO of Young Black and Wealthy, and we are talking about how to succeed in social media and all that stuff. That's what we're talking about. How to succeed in social media with Anwar Khalid. So I'm going to have him come back in. Anwar's here. Okay, you're back. You hear me? We're good. Okay. So before we went, I was asking the question. It's this is gonna be clippable. So let me just ask the question again. For those of us who are looking, regular people who are looking to try to get out of social media, come out of the matrix, and do this as a full-time job, what advice would you give them to transition from everyday 9 to 5 to be able to do this enough to where it pays your bills?
Well, my first response was, and I hope I'm not delaying again, am I delaying?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. My first response was, don't do it. And the reason why I said that is because, like I said, it's tough. It's basically like having a second job, but you're going to be doing this second job while you're at your primary job. And so I would get up in the morning, I start posting, if I haven't scheduled post, at 5 something in the morning. So I'm waking up this is a job. This is not okay, damn, I get to just wake up at 11, 12, sleep out. Never been a big sleeper anyway. But I start taking those posts, getting me some posts together, putting them on multiple platforms. And remember, you have to post these things. You might have to make adjustments, repurpose them to post them on different platforms. And so this could take a few hours. Now, if you want to be successful, you have to feed the algorithm constantly. I tell people, like, if let's just say you busy in the daytime, where at night you're gonna have to schedule those posts. If you got clips from your long form YouTube videos, chop that shit up, take it, and then just schedule it out until you get off. And then once you get off, get home, then you could just start, putting other posts up or whatever. But you're gonna have to definitely plan and be prepared if you want to be successful in this thing, because it's literally a job. And that's the reason why most people start, and literally the first or second week, if they make it to 3 weeks, it's a miracle. They end up quitting because it's a lot of work, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. You don't have editors. You don't have, like, let's just say you're doing a podcast. You don't have a producer and a tech guy. You see how we had a few little technical difficulties. If we had a tech guy, he would be taking care of all that. And the producer, they be handling all those things in the background. So when you're doing this, you're the tech guy, the producer, the editor, the curator, the poster, you're managing pages. And so if you're not ready to commit to doing that and getting up early and preparing the night before you go to work, then yeah, this shit ain't for you.
Yeah, it's funny because as you were talking, you talk about my entire life. When I tell y'all I'll post something and then I gotta put it, do the clips and run it through Opus for the AI, and this amount the AI be slow, and then Instagram, you got to do it different from X, and then I have people in it or guests or whatever, certain guests, because I'm Benj on everything. So mine's very simple. That's why I rebranded Benj. You can find me at Benj on any platforms out there. I'm Benj. But sometimes you have guests where like this tag on this thing, then they're this thing on X, or this thing on Facebook, or this thing on whatever. Then you hit them up for a collaboration on IG. You hope they do it and they do it right away, so it kind of can get to their followers. They can. It's a lot. It's a lot. And if you're doing that and then still having to work, and God forbid you got kids or something like that, it's a lot. That's what I was saying. You can give the sauce on how to do it, but 99.9% of people ain't gonna do it. Because even with podcasts, like I'm doing this podcast now, this is like my second podcast. I had a podcast before a few years ago called Ratchet Republican. That thing ain't going nowhere. This one I've decided I'm in a much better, more comfortable place in life, so I can't do this. You know what I mean? But most podcasts don't even make it past episode 3. This right now we're on episode 12, and I do it, sporadically. And now I'm producing Laverne's podcast and working with her people and her stuff. And I don't have a producer. I would love to have a producer or an assistant, but it's like, when am I going to have time for that? The show doesn't pay for itself. So it's like, I pay for enough. I'm about to start paying nobody, but I can do it myself. Maybe when I make a little money, off of the monetization, if I get to that point, maybe. But right now, fuck that. I got shit. You know what I mean? So I got to do it myself. But it's good because I'm learning. And I'm learning all the technicals and the OBS and the mics and the StreamYard and this and that. It's so much shit. Yeah. Like, it's not fucking easy. And you look at like
I called you when I upgraded everything in my studio, and we were supposed to do this like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'm having fucking technical difficulties. I hadn't recorded for YouTube like long form in a while, and that is a job. Let me tell you. YouTube,
none of this stuff is easy. And it's like I feel like once you get to the, you look at somebody like a Candace Owens, even looking at like Myron's somebody who I look up to on the technical level, because he does this, he controls everything, whatever, and he has live screens, and his technical stuff is like on point. I'm always listening to hear like what he's using and what he does, whatever. He's really good. Even if you don't like his message, you don't like Freshman, I get all that. But like on the technical level, his technical skills are nuts. Like, I'm trying to eventually get there, but he also does this full time.
Anton Daniels is my guy. Anton Daniels, bro. That's
another one.
When I tell you that's motivation, this guy is putting out fucking 8-9 videos a day on one page. Then he's doing Millionaire Morning Show in the morning, maybe at like 7 o'clock. Then he's doing panels at night, and this is like shit, like 7 days a week. Not all. I don't think they do the Millionaire Morning Show 7 days a week, but it's like 5 days a week. But basically, he's working 7 days a week. That's why I tell people about entrepreneurship. Like, you think you worked a lot of fucking hours at your job? You finna be working 8 days a week, because you're gonna have to put the time in. Like I said, sometimes I have 12-hour and 16-hour days, but because I love what I do, it's not really a job. Sometimes I do have to be like, oh, damn, I need a break from this screen. I need to go get out, get some fresh air, get some sun. But for the most part, I could be fucking, who knows, jacking up a fucking car or something.
I mean, no, I mean, you're right. Because I mean, I think for Anton, like, you know, obviously him, Myron, you know, this is like a regular job for them. And I would love for it to be that for me. But I just feel like I need to build my nest egg a little bit more, because at the end of the day, it's like, I think that if the algorithms and the social media and things were fair, then I would feel more comfortable. But because the shit is just so not fair, because they pick and choose what they want to, you know, push and what they want, you know what I mean? It's like in one day you hear next day something said wrong about you and like you're canceled. You know what I mean? Because even with the whole Newsmax thing and how I used to be on there, you know, much more, and then people try to cancel me. It was literally some random bitch on a blog that took a clip, mind you, and enough, they did not tag me, so I had no idea this was going on. All these conversations about me, you're anti-Semite, you're this, I'm hateful, and it's like, what? Like, no one even bothered to even ask me, you know, what did you mean, or was it taken out of context, which it was, and they just made shit up, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me, the way my comfort is set up, I you know, my job is I've always worked very tactile jobs, very like tangible jobs. So I've never been like an office person. Believe it or not, like people would think I'm actually very hands-on. I'm very blue collar. I've always been blue collar. So I'm used to like tangibility. I'm used to either the job is done or it's not. You can't really bullshit, you know, blue collar. It's not like an office job where we're like doing, you know, like, I don't know, spreadsheets and shit, and you can just shoot the shit. So I'm used to that. But I feel like this social media thing is more like corporate. It's more having to be nice and having to tiptoe around this one and that one. I'm not a tiptoe. I just say what the fuck I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never really was one to be fiending for a TV contract and things, because I don't want to have to live my life where I gotta be like, you know, tiptoeing, doing the fucking, you know, Missy dance and back in the day, because I can't say this, I can't say that, I can't do this. So I feel like, you know, maybe with you guys' help, when I get enough people behind me to be able to have, like, you know, for example, Candace got 6 million followers. I mean, 6 million subscribers on YouTube. She got fuck you subscribers. She can do what the fuck she wants at this point. Because some people follow her, she can write an email and be like, "We moving here now," and it's enough. So YouTube, they don't really fuck with her. Certain shit she say, I'd be like, "Don't they cancel people for that?" And I'd be like, "Well, I guess they ain't gonna fuck with her because she's just so big." You know, same thing with Tucker. You know what I mean? Once you get to a certain that fuck you level of subscribers and viewers, you kind of can do what you want. But for those of us on a come up, they'll easily swash you like a bug, you know, if they could. And that's where a lot of when we have our conversation, a lot of my apprehension to want to, you know, maybe if I get a good enough check, you show me you're making like 10K a month on Facebook. Maybe if I get that 10K, you know what I mean, somewhere down the line, I might feel more encouraged to do so. But it's a give and take. Because I know I need to post more, I need to do more. You know, I do clip, but even with like Opus, to be honest, like the AI clipping thing, it's cool and everything, but I find that the AI don't really clip the way I need to be clipped. You know, it's not me. So it's like, no, I still have to go through the podcast and go through the 3 hours and find the best stuff and kind of feed it to like the Opus does okay with the splits and the words at the bottom and the things in the branding or whatever, but it doesn't find the content like on its own the way I need to. And plus, I'm just very resistant to AI. I'm going to be 43 on the 28th. I'm old school. I was born in 83. I grew up off of, you know, Oregon Trail and the 5.5-inch floppy disk and shit like that. So for me, AI is very scary. I'm not fully loving the AI. Like I like things being somewhat manual. There are good things about it. Don't get me wrong, but like you know, people make like the posters and the images and shit. I don't even know how you do that. Like I don't even know how to do that. Like I grew up. I have a background in graphic design. I went to school for graphic design like years ago, so I'm used to like, you know, Photoshop and things like that. But now you got like, you know, like even for example, my picture here, that picture is AI. Like I took a picture of like me, like a regular out picture, because I was like, I'm about to start this blog. I mean, this, you know, podcast. I need to get pictures done. Right. But back in the day, you'd go to a photographer, you get pictures done. You have to have different outfits. Whatever. I took a picture of me outside of when I went to the Trump rally at Madison Garden. I was outside online. I had a selfie of me, and I took that picture of me, put it through Grok, and was like, give me a green color suit, because I had a blue suit on. I had a blue suit on with a red tie, very much, you know, an American type shit. I was like, make my suit, you know, color blue and the tie lime, and it just did it. And I was like, shit. I remember seeing that picture. I was like, AI
You
did
don't
this
hate
shit. Like
AI
this shit
that
is
much.
crazy. Like this shit. Like I'm still very old school. So like the way these kids are, everything's AI, everything is Chat GPT, whatever. It's still a learning curve for me. I'm never gonna quite be 100% on it, but I see people who make like banners and graphics and all this stuff. So it's like eventually the photographers and the fucking graphic designers, like, what would we even need these people anymore? You know what I mean?
You really don't, to be
engines
honest
do
with
it
you.
now.
Look, so let me tell you this. I literally used AI, Chat GPT, and Gemini to help to scale my Facebook page primarily.
You
And
gotta show
that's
me how to do that.
Yeah, I will. You know, bro, anything. And basically because it's helping take the workload off me. Remember, we talked about we got a ton of other things to do, and I started doing this even before I actually, you know, quit my job or whatever. And I want to make let me make a quick point about that too. If you are working a job and you want to do this and you start to build and you start to get some traction, you done built your following out, maybe you get monetized, consider slowly transitioning out of your job. That's what I did. I went from working, I haven't worked full time like 40 hours a week in a long time, because putting 20 years into what I did, like, you know, I make pretty good ass money, and it's like I don't want to be there 40 hours a week. So I'm probably doing like 7-8 days in a 2-week period or something like that. But then I started to go down to 6 days, 5 days, 4 days of pay period. Then I just went on here and I said, well, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out. But using AI helped me a whole lot, because now I don't have to figure out doing this deep research. It's doing all the research for me. I'm basically screenshotting the subject, uploading it. I built a master prompt, a master news prompt to generate everything to make sure it's legally correct, to build me a timeline, all of this stuff, which matter of fact, I'm going to send my prompt to you too.
Yeah, because it's amazing. So you don't even write your own, I mean, we're really giving out sauce here. I hope everybody's watching and taking notes. So you don't even write your own news copy for the most part.
I'm not, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get out as much content as I can. But the one thing, just like you just said about, you have to go back in, like you was talking about Opus, how it doesn't get things right. You still have to go in there and talk to your AI. Like if it starts doing some wacky shit, I get on, I start cussing it out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
you talk to it?
You know, yes, I'm talking to the AI.
I'm so old.
Because I'll tell it to contextualize a headline better than it did. And it should know to do that based upon the prompt that I created. And sometimes it slips up. Sometimes it'll even tell you a lie. And that's why I always still read through the research. And I've already probably did some back research anyway, so I already know it. I just want you to help me to get it out faster. And so AI can be a big help to you as far as the research, creating headlines, creating captions. Like you said, doing Photoshops. If you need to pull a photo together real quick for some content or whatever, it helped me scale.
Yeah, because I'm so used to actually literally going in Photoshop, making flyers, making banners, and it's like you don't even got to do that anymore. I don't know exactly how you do it, but I know that because I know somebody who like all he does, he makes all these flyers and shit, and it's like using AI, and it's just like, how the fuck do you do this shit? Like it's like a whole different world. Like and it's like I know there's like this Claude. You mentioned some other, I think Gemini, like, and then there's like the Grok and the Chat GPT. There's so many, and I honestly don't know how to use a lot of this shit. Like I'm just learning now the technical things with the video, and I have a soundboard and it can make sounds. I don't know how the fuck you do that shit, but I'm learning. You know what I mean? The audio part, I did go to audio school briefly, so I am learning that part with the audio video tech. But yeah, I think that employing the AI. Right. That's the part I help you out with. But employing the AI is like, that's next level. Like that's something I definitely want to learn how to do, because I do need to be, posting more and, doing more. And even now with my show, I have Laverne's show now. I had to get, Laverne's clips out and then making that and doing all that. So it comes because, I'm producing Laverne's show now. We're live with Laverne's people, my people, hi Laverne people, my people, our people. So it's just, it's crazy to have to like do that entire workload, but to make that a lot easier for yourself. Because even Myron was talking about the whole transition thing that you do have to kind of little by little by little. And I'm working on that. I'm thinking about possibly, pray for me. I'm thinking about possibly taking a day off from work one day to be able to dedicate more to this sort of stuff. So,
Yes.
Pray for me. You know what I mean? That may
I
be something
will.
I may, end up doing, as time goes on. We'll see. It's something I'm a little interested in. We'll see though. I don't know. Because again, it's just so volatile. You know what I mean? And it's like one day you're up, next day you're down, one day you have a page, next day you don't. I don't even know what I would do if I woke up one day and they just said they just gonna take my little page and I gotta start from scratch. And I'm like, I don't think I got it in me. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't think I got it in me to be like, oh, because I've done that with X. I've done that. This is my third X page. I refuse to promote my X. Like I'm just like I used to go to people and try to get them to follow and just man, fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm more of like what God has for me is for me. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. My Instagram, I'm more so about Instagram and my TikTok. Those are and Facebook. I feel like Facebook honestly has been a thing that's been like really just like kind of blowing up the most for me. As far as like viewership and whatever. I feel like it's the most organic. X, I don't know. Like X to me is bullshit. All these conservatives, they just love X.
Pay
X
for that shit.
Vibe with me. Bro. Maybe because I got on Elon about the whole H1B thing. Like I went on TV, I went on Newsmax, I talked about it. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but it just seems like X is just not.
He put you on permanent shadow ban.
Oh, I'm definitely shadow ban on X. Like my X is like, I think I may have like 1,200 people, and it's been at 1,200 like forever, and it's not going. I may get like a little blip here and there, but whatever. What God has me is for me. I'm not stressed over that.
For Facebook, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Facebook, you got to think, okay, that was our generation and maybe some of the people from the previous generation. And so when you think about it, when you used to be on Facebook back in the day, you could go on there 24 hours and it'll be popping. Yeah. Now, about 7, 8 o'clock, that shit damn near shut down. Facebook is trying to fix that. Okay. And so they're literally paying content creators. Like they just rolled out a new program where they'll pay you up to $3,000 if you haven't posted a reel in 6 months. They want you to just come on their platform, post 15 reels a month, which is so simple. They don't even have any thresholds that you have to hit outside of posting those. And so they're trying to get a younger demographic on their platform. And so this is the best time to be on Facebook if you're a content creator and if you want to monetize, because I know people that are making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month and more off of Facebook, bro. Literally. But it makes the numbers that I do look like shit.
With my particular stuff, it's like they always got to find, because I guess I'm just so controversial. You know what I mean? It's like anything that I say is like, there's always going to be a shadow ban or there's going to be an issue. Somebody's going to be mad. So I feel like when you're a person like me, because even when you look at somebody like Nick Fuentes, whatever, Nick Fuentes got a lot of his following, over years and years and years and years. You know what I mean? They kind of just stuck with him. So it's very loyal. You know what I mean? Fresh and Fit kind of blew up over COVID. But a lot of Myron's audience came through Fresh and Fit. So now he's kind of moved to the political. He can't really be as shadow banned because he already kind of built an audience up. My thing's always been political. So it's like when you come in with the political, I've been veering a little bit outside of that. I want to cover, more cultural issues now. But my thing always started political. So I feel like when you start political, and if you don't have the support of when I first had my first 20,000 on X, I feel like I had support of like the MAGA sphere of that time, because it was like 17, it was 17, 18, 19, 20, where it was like everybody's kind of more united. But I feel like after 20, everything kind of dispersed, and because I'm not a part of like the cool kids, I'm not like a part of any of the like the the black MAGA influences, and which I kind of pride myself on, because I want to separate myself, because I think a lot of them don't have credibility with regular black people, just being honest with you. So I'd rather not hitch myself to that wagon per se. It's more difficult, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm just trying to just contextualize maybe why my stuff may not take off, because I just refuse. And unless you want to be,
I actually disagree with you though.
Hating on the black people, you really can't blow up. You know what I mean?
I disagree with you, and the reason why I do is because if you think about some of the biggest content creators that we have, and these are black guys, Anton Daniels, Officer Tatum, the black conservatives, they got fucking huge platforms. The thing about it is you just have to be able to deal with the hate that's going to come from the left, because if you're a conservative or if you're on the right,
I deal with the hate just fine. But I think some of those, especially Tatum, is a very bad example, because they literally had backing from like the administration. You know what I mean? Like, of course you're gonna blow up. You know what I mean?
Of course, he's been having a huge ass platform for a long time. But just think about Okay, so I looked over your Facebook page when you started posting on it more, and your numbers are doing, they're going crazy to me. Like, I think it's awesome because I'm seeing you like the algorithm is pushing your content out. The only thing you want to do right now is focus on finding your tribe, and for whatever type of content creator you are, that's what you have to do. You have to find the people that are going to be like-minded, that relate to the type of content, and everybody else is probably going to fuck around and hate you. But so what? I don't need everybody. I just need some people. You know what I'm saying?
You just need your tribe.
Like, if that's your lane, like politics is your lane, I think you're damn good at it. I think you should stay down that lane and just continue to build your community.
What I decided to do, I just told God, I said, I'm just going to move forward. You'll bless me. You know, again, like they say in church, anyway you bless me, I'll be satisfied. I'm just going to move forward and be consistent, because consistency, Shamika tells me the same thing, is more my problem than anything, because, you know, I get caught up in, you know, work and whatever. And, you know, that's kind of been my Achilles heel. So I'm just like, if I just keep, that's why I love doing this thing with Laverne, because Laverne, doing the thing with Laverne every Tuesday, to see y'all every Tuesday, it makes me work, because it gives me, okay, every Tuesday at 2, a show is happening. Because left up to my own devices, I'll be like, man, listen, I ain't doing that shit today. I'm about to go take me a nap. I'm about to be like, I done had a hard day at work. I'm about to set my ass down. You know, left to my own devices. But having a show now, having this come out every Tuesday, you know, because now I'm just more like, I would do more to help somebody else than I would myself. And because I know Laverne's counting on me, Trevian's counting on me to kind of do, because like Laverne don't have the technical. She does not know anything about the technical part. Queen Laverne just come in, talk her shit, and, you know, bounce. And I make this a way for her to be able to do that. I tell Laverne, you know, Vern, look, I'm gonna hold it down. I know you're doing all the stuff you got to do, whatever. Just pop in, whatever. Just know every Tuesday I'm gonna hold it down. So having that like dedication to her, to another person, to my friend, it makes me want to do it more than it would be just for me. Because again, it's not like I enjoy it, even the Newsmax, all the time. I enjoy all this, but I don't need it. Like if I didn't do it tomorrow, I'd be fine. I mean, it's a fire in my belly for it, so I genuinely want to do it. But it's not like I'm going to be monetarily, it's not going to affect me one way or another. You know what I mean? My work and my regular everyday terrestrial life is totally separate from, you know, any of this stuff. Like, I think of people who I work with even knew about, they would see like, it'd be like, what? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't work with people. I'm more of an entrepreneur. But if my clients, people like that even knew, you know, it's a whole different separate situation. And I like being able to like live like a whole different life and not have to drag it out, you know, with me on an everyday basis. But, you know, I like it. You know, I like it to pay my bills, but I feel like that'll come in time. I'm not rushing nothing. You know, what God has for me is for me. And that's why I wanted you to come, because I want you to be able to educate other people. I know a lot of us are kind of at that crossroads of trying to figure out, you know, what we should do, how we should do, or whatever. So before we get into some of your clips to be able to give more sauce to people, you do offer advertising. I know I've used a lot of times, you know, you repost my clips. I've paid to have my clips reposted, whatever, and they do well or whatever. So tell the people a little bit more about how they can do that if they want to do that, you know, with you. I didn't even ask, are you still doing that as a thing? Would you still post?
Yeah, you know what? I still am doing it. I just don't promote it as much, but I'm gonna start promoting it more, because I look through my inbox and people were asking about it. And so I'm going to start putting it out there more. But that's all you have to do is just reach out. You can reach out in the comment section. You can go into my link in there. I got a whole little page. I think it's like a job form or something like that I built. And you can put in all the information, like your page, what type of content you do. And then I'll actually come to you and communicate with you in your inbox. And the reason why I go straight to the inbox is because I know you're going to check that shit. Yeah. Like email, a lot of times, sometimes your replies can go to, what you call that? The little thing, spam or whatever, and you might not get them. So I go directly to the person's inbox and communicate. So if you want to do advertisement, just hit the link in my bio, inbox me, come up under the comment section, because I do read quite a bit of comments. So, and you can do that. And if you want if you want to do something longer term, you know, we can always negotiate the price. And I probably have some of the most reasonable prices considering the size of my platform. Yeah. Because some people are just charging astronomical numbers. I don't want to do that because I actually want to help people. And I think I'm gonna probably do a sale soon, like maybe half off or something like that.
Yeah, you do, because it's been times like, I mean, it's tragic to mention, but I remember I had paid, and the thing is, honestly, paying for a post ain't nothing wrong with that, because to me,
Yeah,
sometimes I'd rather spend the extra money, spend extra time at work, get that money, whatever, and pay somebody to post rather than have to beg people to repost your shit. 'Cause a lot of times
yeah,
people, they'll see your potential and they'll know you're there, and they kind of get threatened. So they kind of don't want to, even if you're call yourself cool with them,
right,
you're still in sort of competition with a lot of these people, especially when you kind of do the same sort of thing. So they won't retweet your stuff. They may, they'll see you
right,
out there, but they won't support you on purpose. They're so scared of you taking their little spot. You know what I mean? So for
exactly.
me, I'm all about a pay to play. If it's something strategic, and I'm actually getting a fund up together now, because I want to start doing like billboards and shit. Fuck all these niggas on the internet hating. I'm gonna go above niggas' heads, and so when
Yeah,
you see me on a billboard with a raccoon hat on some shit, you'll know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to just go over niggas' heads, because I mean, fuck
no,
that. Doesn't You
I
got to
hear that.
find your tribe, because trying to do it via the internet, you have some
Yeah,
people that like kind of gatekeep you. So I found that
yeah,
when I did advertising
and
for you,
I'm nothing like that. Nothing like
and
that.
when I did advertising, it did do well for me. But I was going to say that just in just showing how special you are, I had paid to do an ad, one Wednesday afternoon, September 10th. If we all know what happened Wednesday, September 10th, that was the day Charlie got killed. And I remember I had just paid for it a promotion on your page, and obviously with Charlie dying, that shit ain't going nowhere, because
It
nobody
pushed
cared about my
everything back.
little
Yeah,
bullshit. Obviously, we had much bigger fish to
yeah,
fry. And I messaged you. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? Can we like do something next week or something? Can we like forward that shit over? Because
yeah,
obviously the world is caring about Charlie right now, and nobody cares about my little shit or whatever. And he was like, cool, what I mean, whatever, gave me a free post. Boom, post next week. I like that. People who,
yeah,
are not out here just trying to just take your money, people who
yeah,
really want to be able to like, help you
yeah.
out. So I'm all about a pay for play. Like, I think that more people should advertise that. There are people who I would advertise, but if it's strategic and it makes sense, I wouldn't mind put a little money out, because it really is investing in myself to get more eyes on me. Because I find, for me, my biggest issue is always just getting discovered. Once people discover me, they love me when they find me. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of them finding me and me getting out to the right eyes. And because you have some people out here that are haters and don't want to succeed, but they feel like, oh, you're doing good, you might be trying to take my little spot. Let me try to, push you off
And
the side or whatever.
that shit is so weird to me. It's so
But they
weird to
do
me
it.
because you got billions of people on all these social media platforms, and I just think like I'm scrolling all the time and I'm finding new people that got 800,000 followers. I'm like, damn, how I didn't known about these people, and
Yeah.
that's because social media is so vast. So why would you
But
worry
I
about somebody
also
taking your spot?
find
Now think about
too,
this. I'm gonna tell you this. Like,
yeah.
I remember a couple months ago, I was traveling. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna be busy. So I reached out to Benj and I'm like, bro, like if you got anything that you want to put up, just let me know, because you actually gonna be helping me out. And not only that, I actually want to see you win. I think you got great content. I think you're a good person. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people with the gatekeeping and the thinking
I'm
somebody
gonna
will take their
I'm gonna
spot.
just keep
That's
it
weird.
real. In the black conservative space, I didn't want to go here and be technical or whatever. Yes, there's billions of people. There aren't billions of people in the black conservative space. And a lot of times in the black conservative space, a lot of these black folks feel like, well, I want to be the only one, or I want to be the main one, or I want to be. So it's
Yeah.
like they are not going to try to, crabs in a barrel. One thing my mother told me before she died, and I remember telling her, I was like, because I wasn't getting support. This is years ago. This is maybe like 17, 18, 19. I wasn't getting support from people in the black conservative space that I thought that not that I should, but, again, I support you. You think it'd be symbiotic.
Mhm.
And she said, end of the day, look, whether they conservative or not, black folks is black folks, and crabs in a barrel work on both ends.
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah,
expect that to
sure.
change. You know what I mean? My mother told me, a very wise woman. She was. But it's true. So you do have that. So I feel like for a lot of you trying to get ahead, a little pay to play ain't never hurt nobody if it's
Ain't
gonna
no
get
hurt.
you. Because I mean, all advertisers do it. Every Fortune 500 company, they all have an advertising budget. So if you're gonna do what you do,
Exactly.
eventually, as your shit grows, you got to have that. And right now, like I said, I'm saving up now for like the billboards and shit, because I want to get to that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Writing a book, having the billboards, whatever. Because you got to be able to circumvent people, because the algorithm's gonna hate, but can't hate on the outdoor billboard. You know what I mean? Like you gotta hit. I'm old school. I hit old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes
sure.
things like that are just better for placement. So before we go, I want to go through some of your posts that you have, and just talk a little bit about them. because we went way off the track with this stuff, but it's good. This is good information I wanted people to have. I know this type of stuff people want to know.
Okay.
So you're posting, everybody's talking about this whole Nolan Wells thing. This is something that you posted about, and this is why this is where you lose me with the whole Nolan Wells thing. Like once Al Sharpton and Ben Crump get involved, no thanks, scroll by. Not you, but just in general, I'm over it.
Right.
What was your inspiration in posting this? Do you have any news information on this? Because I know there is news copy with this. So what happened with this? Give us a little background on this situation now.
Well, basically, because I am a news, primarily a news page, news media business. I post, like I said, I post anything that's relevant to what's going on, whether it's hot topic or not, if it makes sense. And I posted, so I didn't really have, this story had started growing in the media and started gaining traction. So we basically started posting about it. And then giving people updates about what's going on. Like, and it doesn't have to be like I don't have to put my personal beliefs or opinions in there, because I believe in allowing investigations, because I've been hearing people on both sides, the left and the right, just like coming up with all these different crazy theories and all of this other stuff. Like, well, he probably just fell off the boat and did. Bro, let's just let the fucking investigation take place. Like, because the same shit you're accusing them of, you're doing this, basically doing the same thing, trying to say, well, it's probably not that. So my thing is this right here. I strive to, and I built my prompt like this too, my prompts, to make sure that we focus on the facts only. No opinions, no none of that. Now, if you see a tag on there and it says young black and wealthy original, that's me. I'm giving my opinion on some shit, and I always make sure I separate it from the news, because we do original content as well. And that's another reason why I started the YBW Plus page, because I'm going to be doing all.
Yeah, I think I actually have one of those. Let me play this video. This is actually a video of you, and you're talking about the situation happened with the teens beat up the cop.
Check out this food. That's a traffic cone. Don't let the police. Cooler number one. That's one cooler full of ice and water. Wow. Cooler number two full of ice and water. So my first question is, like, where's the parents? I don't see any parents. This looks like another teen takeover, and maybe they had it at somebody's house this time, but this is dangerous right here. Throwing traffic cones, throwing coolers full of ice and water at the police back in our day would have got you, you know what I'm talking about? Because you're literally assaulting an officer. And if you're physically assaulting an officer, they can justifiably taser you, beat you. They can also fire off a firearm at your ass. By God's grace, that didn't happen in this case, but it definitely could have. So what I'm saying is, I don't care about how you feel about the police. It's about saving lives. And parents, y'all need to talk to your children and tell them to respect the police. Do not physically assault him. Follow orders and commands, because we've seen hundreds of times over the years, young black men and women being shot. And so we got to talk to our kids, especially our boys, and tell them, man, bro, when you out in these streets moving around, you see the cops, get off all that rah-rah, man. Calm down, follow orders so you can make it home, basically.
Yeah, so that was one of your videos, and I saw you were really giving advice to the young people. And then I'll show another one of your posts. You had a post about Cardi B. We actually talked about this on Hood Conservative last week. And just so you guys know, Anwar will be on with us on Hood Conservative on Tuesday. So he'll be a part of our panel. But this is Cardi B says it's time to give Black Americans their flowers, says they fought for freedoms many Latinos and Caribbeans enjoy today. Now, you had a companion video. Let's play that video because I have something to say about this daggone video. So let's play that right quick.
We got to talk about the police.
I mean, I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why. I mean, I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why they could thrive in this country is because Black African Americans fought for everybody to like be equal. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no Caribbeans thriving here. Like, they was the ones that fought for this. So I'm always going to be thankful and grateful for that. And it's very important that, like, you know, this is it's important for the history, and it's important to give flowers because, you know, somebody wants to erase the history of these schools, but you got to keep these histories alive. Let me not get too political. I might get in trouble.
You're not going to get in trouble. We love you so much.
Yeah, I'll say this, Cardi B. Yeah, definitely, yes. Black Americans have opened the door for Caribbeans and everybody else because they're using our 14th Amendment to let them in. Right. So you can thank a Democrat for that. So absolutely, yes, they are using and prostituting something that was meant to be for the babies of Black people that were enslaved in this country, letting every Tom, Dick, Harry, Consuela, and Cardi B to come in and make money and run circles around us. So yes, we can thank a Democrat for that. Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Cardi B. Yes, unfortunately, our docility and stupidity of Black Americans in allowing our amendment to be prostituted for you and your ilk has resulted in you coming in and being rich as hell. So yes, you should thank a Black person, Cardi B, because you're literally nothing without us. Anyway, we can go ahead.
I was going to say, I think she did make a good point, and I think you made a great point as well. The kind of going back to what you was talking about delineating and things of that nature, and the reason why Black people now are delineating is because we did fight for that shit, and nobody ever gave us any respect, any credit. Nobody wanted to help us, join us, or any of that shit. And this beautiful thing is happening now. I feel like our generation, we learned our lesson. Like, fuck y'all, it's us or nobody. Like, because y'all don't treat us with no respect or no dignity. You come here riding on our coattails, and then you act like you better than us. Like, and I have a fucking problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
I would think that Joe Biden giving our reparations to illegal immigrants. They got $22 billion in bonds. They got $500 a night. Hotel stays and hotel. Mind you, the two hotels in New York they stayed in, the Roosevelt and the Row. I worked in both of those hotels. I've never stayed in either one of them, but illegals are staying there for free. They got a whole community built for them on Randall's Island, New York. Not to mention everything else around the country. And Black folks don't get diggly squat shit except vote for a Democrat or you're a coon. So yeah, I'm kind of glad. I guess it did take all that for Black folks to wake up, and we still ain't woke up to it. We're woke, but we're not awake to the psyop here. So yes, again, Cardi B, yes, thank a Black American.
I hear Democrats in fucking Illinois like all year, even because we're about to lose the Bears to Indiana. And I keep hearing them talking about, well, we don't have the money. Well, you guys spent $1 billion fucking on illegal immigrants. I would ride past the police station. They first thought they were sitting on the police station lawns and things of that nature in tents. Then they moved them into hotels, and then they started to move them into houses. People were telling people, we're not going to renew your lease because these illegal immigrants, what they're about to be paying for the rent, the state, city, whatever, I'm going to make a whole lot more money a month.
I got one better for you. They're getting new Social Security numbers and a fresh start, and your Black ass and check system's going to be stuck with your 474 credit score the rest of your damn life.
Right.
But you voted for that shit, so I don't want to hear it because your Black ass voted for that shit. You voted for the illegals to come in. So yes, Cardi, again, thank a black person for your illegal immigrant or whatever the fuck she is, whatever her status is, people of her ilk to come into this country because they did it off the back of black Americans. And it's crazy that the black American enemy number one, racist Trump, is the only one that is fighting for the integrity of the 14th Amendment, which is for black American people, descendants of slaves. Trump is fighting for that, and the Democrats are not. Why can't we see that? Like, I don't understand why that can't be seen, black folks. Like, I don't get it. Trump, you may not love him all the time. I don't love him all the time. But when he's right, he's right. On immigration, Trump is 103 million% right. Because there's no way that if you are a black person struggling in this country, that bringing in a million zillion new people is going to help you. If you are hungry and there are 8 slices of pizza, what is bringing in 8 people? What is bringing 4 other niggas going to do to help that pizza? It's less pizza for you. Hello, why do you not see this?
Think about this, Benj. Think about this. We hear this thing in the news now. They're talking about Republicans gerrymandering these districts and stuff like that and redistricting, and basically they're pushing black people out of the political process because they're mixing everything in. Well, if you think about fucking all these illegal immigrants, that was the same shit. Because if you bringing all of them in, so you didn't see the play then, but you can see the play clearly now. I don't get it.
And the thing about the black district, it's not like the black districts were doing anything for black people. They only want these black districts because the black districts reliably vote Democrat. That's all they care about. They look at you, black person, as, well, if we get all the blacks together, they're going to vote Democrat. It's not about doing anything special or extra for you. And the districts don't even make sense. That's why they have these districts that are like shaped like all kinds of snakes and shit like that, because it's like we got to corral all of our voters together. It's not about doing anything for you specifically. You're just seeing black person as a reliable vote for the Democrats, and they talk about you as such. That's what I want black folks to understand. It's not about you loving Trump and never voting for Democrat again. No, you can vote for a Democrat, but don't let them know that you're going to vote for them. Don't tell them, oh, I hate Trump and I'm never going to vote. Don't tell them that.
That's what makes our vote powerless, because if I know that every time I come to your fucking community, I'm going to come with some fried chicken. I'm going to, like Hillary Clinton, I keep hot sauce in my bag. Like Kamala Harris, I'm making greens in the tub, and I come and talk this superficial bullshit to you, and I know I could count on your vote every 4 years. Why the fuck would I do anything for you?
I'm gonna take you to another level. I'm gonna take you to another level. Just in case that was too highbrow for you to understand, I'm gonna take y'all to the hood. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a nigga trying to fuck. Okay, it's 2 bitches I can call. You got one bitch who says, if you come through here, I'm gonna need you to come with dinner, flowers, roses, whatever. And then I got another bitch where it don't matter. I can just stroll up anytime, any day, and even take a shower, nothing. She ready to go down on me. Which bitch are you going to go to and take advantage of? We, unfortunately, black folks, we're that second bitch, because we don't ask for nothing for our vote. We don't require shit. We don't say, nigga, you got to come and buy me flowers. We don't nothing. We just say, we going to be here for you whenever you come. Every other race is that other bitch. I need flowers. I need candy. I need this. I need that. I need third. For whatever reason, we are afraid to ask for anything. And for that reason is the reason why we have lost the opportunity for reparations and all these other things. Anything that is of a black thing, that is done, because we outnumber ourselves now. I don't even think there's any way we can change that at this point. All we can do is now, from the ashes of what we've lost, pick ourselves up as individuals and make life better for ourselves. But I just, maybe someone can explain it to me a better way. But the pro-blackity black, that's done. We don't have the numbers for it. It's just like if you were an American Indian talking about, we're going to do American Indian stuff. Nobody cares about the American Indians. Why? Because there's like 2 of them. I mean, yeah, sure, we love them, you know, whatever, they have reservations, but politically, no one gives a shit because there's like 3 of them. So we're pissing our numbers away with murder, with abortion. 18 million black people been killed by abortion since the 70s. So if you're mad at Kamala not winning because of the black vote, well, maybe if we hadn't aborted all them people, Kamala might have won. We'd have more black people to represent. But our numbers are dwindling. And not only are they dwindling, we then do not ask for anything. We let Democrats come 2 o'clock in the morning to come up with a fuck, with nothing, no drink, no liquor, no flowers, no nothing. Just let them come and just do whatever the fuck they want. And God forbid anybody says something against it, we the first one trying to defend the Democrats that play us over and over and over again. I don't understand the pathology behind it. It's just nuts, black folks. What are we doing? I'm not saying you can't vote for them. You have to be a corny MAGA Republican, and what. No one's saying you have to change who you are, what you are. What I'm just saying is move strategically with your vote. Don't let them know what way they're going to go. So you have to make it so now Democrats and Republicans got to fight for your individual vote. That's why I'm glad that the black districts are being broke up. Good. Because now y'all got to fight for every district. Y'all got to fight for every vote. Now, you can't assume that, oh, we got this district because they all black. No, fuck that. Break them shits up, because at the end of the day, we are Americans. I don't need to be in a black district. I don't need to be in a black neighborhood to be able to survive in this country. All of it's my country, not just the black part. All of it's my country. And this whole idea of us being separate with this is bullshit. It's old, antiquated ass bullshit. It is not going to move for us moving forward, because that's not the country that we're in. We are no longer a black and white country. This is not the Democrats do all this Jim Crow shit. That's not where we live at. All these old ass Democrats, Capitol Hill, Maxine Waters, they're from the civil rights era. That's not the era we live in anymore. They are from an era of a black and white country. We are no longer a black and white country. The Hispanics outnumber us. There has to be a new move. The new move is individualism.
And
period.
fucking
That's
Democrats, the Democrats ain't figured that out yet, and black people ain't figured that shit out yet either. And that's the saddest thing. But the one
Democrats
thing
have figured it out. They know that they're not dumb.
But why the fuck they ain't doing shit about it? Because
they don't have to.
They don't have a plan. Maybe they don't have a fucking plan, or maybe they just feel like you just said, that's a great
plan is to get niggas in a tizzy and make them beg for a majority black district to keep electing a Democrat. That's the plan.
Well,
Democrats don't need no other plan, because our leaders are a reflection of us. Our leaders suck because we suck as citizens. We're not doing our part. We're not researching. We don't know how the government works. You have people people can't even tell you what's the difference between Cory Booker and Maxine Waters. Most of the average black people can't tell you the difference between a senator and a congressperson or what they do or whatever. I'll give you a prime, but this is something I want to help you out. All Americans. Put what Congress does in one sentence. We got to make it so complicated. All this free, it's not complicated. All Congress does is they just move around funds. That's it. All legislation is just moving money around. So when they make a new law and moves money to this from that, so you want the money to move your way. That's how you look at this thing. Maxine Waters is not fighting for your freedom. Cory Booker's not fighting for your freedom. These are paper pushers on Capitol Hill. They write laws, they legislate, and they push money from one way to another. But your dumb ass sitting there with your Wakanda ass, they fight for my freedom. And everybody else knows what the fuck they do. And that's why they want us in these black majority districts, so we can be dumb, so we can look at our skin color and not make them go to work for us the way they're supposed to. And it works for white people too. For I change the subject. White people do, because these white folks in West Virginia and Kentucky doesn't vote for these same white Republicans forever. Mind you ain't got no broadband. Your schools suck. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the same situation in the hood is the same situation in Appalachia. We are the same. We have the same, except that their people are Republicans who don't do shit for them. And they know at the end of the day, they got these white people captured in these districts. The poorest county in this country is McDowell County, West Virginia, at Southern West Virginia. This county is like 99.9% white. Most black people live even in the hood. The hood, let's take New York, right? New York County, New York, one of the richest counties in the world, Manhattan, New York. So you have white people living high in a hog on Park Avenue. But if you take that same Park Avenue and go up 4 miles past Central Park to, up to Drew Hamilton houses and all of the projects on the East Harlem or whatever, you have some of the poorest people. Some of the poorest black people in the country. Yet they're looking at these rich white people saying, why don't we have white? Because there's that enmity between them. Because it's like, we as black folks who are poor in these cities, all we do, we see riches. Even Chicago, you go Magnificent Mile, see all these riches. You go back to where you live on the South Side, and it's like, you're poor. All we see is this enmity between rich and poor. But guess what? Poor white folks are going through the same shit too. It's just they don't have to look at the rich white people, because the rich white people don't live anywhere near them, but they're getting played too. So when the poor blacks and the poor whites come together and realize we're both getting fucked by the same system, both parties, both sides, that's when there will be change. But we're too busy fighting Tyrone fighting against Jethro. Tyrone and Jethro are on the same fucking boat. They're in the same type of district with horrible schools, with horrible infrastructure, but they're looking at each other because all these people on the internet, all the people in Congress, and all the talking heads make it look like, the white people are your problem. The white people are not your problem. And Jethro, the black people are not your problem. Your representatives that you continue to vote for, are your problem, and they're fucking us
problem.
over on both sides. When we get to that is when we will all be free as Americans.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And just to add to that point, that's why I don't, like I say, I'm conservative, but I don't believe in being a part of no political party because I'm fucking holding everybody accountable. And I believe today in the climate that we live in, it's like people are going to these fucking cults or they idolize politicians who are some of the biggest fucking liars in the world. I've even heard some white people say that Trump is like fucking Jesus. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and that's the reason why these politicians move about doing whatever the fuck they want to do, sitting up on Capitol Hill, enriching themselves while at the same time fucking their constituents.
And conversely, black folks, we look at Obama as Black G. You in Chicago, you know they look at him as Black Jesus. Like we're deifying these people when really the politicians, they work for us. They're our court jesters. Really, they should be looking to us. They are bitch. We not they bitch. They are bitch.
We don't work for them.
But we don't, because we're so busy fighting one another on the internet and whatever, we're not taking them to task. And the thing is that they're screwing us all. White people are being screwed too. I think black people have this thing where they think like all white people are just like rich and whatever. The white poor are way poorer than the black poor. Way poorer. McDowell County, West Virginia, and freaking
no fucking broadband.
Eastern Kentucky. A lot of people don't even have running water. They out there living in trailers and shit. Like, they don't, at least in the projects, you got that good project heat. You got water. You got that. A lot of these white folks don't even have that. But we're too busy demonizing them, and then they're demonizing us, and everybody in Washington get to sit around and play around and spend up all the money and make all these overseas deals. Because that's when they get their money from. They get their money from the overseas shit. The Ukraine and Israel, and they all do it. This is not just Democrat, just Republican, just black. They all do it. But we're too busy fighting each other not to see the real psyop going on in Washington. And that's the real problem. And that's the thing that I want to educate black folks for. It's not about me telling black people they're dumb and all this other dumb shit you see other creators do. And I'm like, again, I'm sure I could have zillions of followers doing that. I'm sure. You know, I'm not gonna mention no names, but we see the creators that do this type of foolishness. Okay. Yeah. I refuse to because it's not about me. I'm good in my life right now. My money's good. I live well. I've been poor. I've been broke. I've lived in my car. I've been home. I've been all the things. To me, right now, in this day today, I'm making more money and doing better than I have my entire life. And I thank you, Jesus, for all of that. However, my legacy that I leave behind, because I probably have less years left than I've already been passed. I mean, I'm midlife, I'm 43. So when I leave this earth, I want to have, when I leave, to have educated black folks to know that you don't have to be stuck in this victim foolishness. And I want to be able to empower you by taking all the arrows and stones, call me a coon, call me all things. I'm zesty, I'm a coon, I'm all the things. I'll be all the things, okay? I'll be all of that if I can educate or help at least one black person escape the matrix and the bullshit. It's well worth it. I don't mind. It don't bother me because I live very well. I'm great. So it don't bother me. You're cool. You're zesty. I live very well. And guess what? All my bills are paid, babe.
Yeah.
My shit's on auto pay. My credit's wonderful. I can buy whatever I like. There's nothing I want right now that I can go out and buy if I didn't want it. It's to the point now that I can afford things. I don't even want shit no more. So crazy. Like I'm not going shopping like in a minute. I ain't went out no real, you know what I mean? Like I used to go shopping when I was poor. I used to be up in Gucci and I can afford all that shit now. I don't even want it. I can afford it. I don't want it no more.
I'm a good. Fucking black t-shirt. Like I love plain ass clothes, baseball caps. I spend my money on shit like tech shit for my studio or something like that. I don't even give a fuck about that type of shit. So yeah,
I like food. 100%. I like food. I like experiences. Sure. I like to eat like well. I like to go to Whole Foods. I like to buy all types of organic shit, like and cook at home and entertaining and all that. Like that's where my energy goes to. Like I live very well now because my mind is free and clear. I'm not thinking about no fucking white supremacy every fucking minute. Like y'all niggas can't be happy. I'm like, y'all niggas are miserable. There's no way you happy with that on your mind, but you can't be because remember there was that quote from the guy. I forgot the guy's name who was like the black wokey whatever. Oh my God, it's escaping me. That says like to be conscious and to be a state of constant rage. He's the black woke guy. Oh my God, I gotta find it.
He was an author or a poet.
You know what I'm talking about? The Black Panther or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And it's like. And niggas think that shit is smart. That shit ain't smart. Why would you want to be in a constant state of rage all the time? That ain't smart. That you fucking up your life
It's
for
not
what?
healthy either.
You giving yourself a heart attack for what? Why?
Yeah.
You have one life to live. I want to see you live your life best you can. And I ain't selling shit. I ain't got no Cash App, no Patreon. This is all free, baby. You ain't paid a dime to get it. Somebody said, you're grifting. I ain't grifting shit. This is free. I want you. Jesus said, I come here to have life and have that more abundantly. I have come to these YouTube streets that you may have a more abundant life, just like Jesus said, and I ain't got shit to sell you. Silver and gold have I not. I don't want none of your money. I don't want none of that. I just want you to free your mind, and the Rest will follow. And be colorblind. Don't be so shallow, like fucking In Vogue said back in the day.
That's right.
Well, that's all I want for y'all. I don't want too much. Like I'm good. I'm not. This is not a grift. This is not. I live well. I take very good care of me. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. These are Burberry glasses. If you ask, don't need them. Just ain't nobody. I can afford whatever I want. I'm good.
Ain't nobody on social media with the Cash Apps out and the matter of fact, the majority of the shit that we probably say and post is unpopular with the people that we actually trying to reach out to. And so if I wanted to actually make money, if it was all about that, I'd just say the shit that everybody wanted to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I could just go out here and just be woke, or go the opposite way and be like, oh, all the niggers are dumb. Niggers are dumb. I love white people. I'm blah, 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 blah. And again, I do love white people, but I'm saying, in that sort of way.
I know
we know how to we talk, and we know how these creators do. We know how they do with the where it's just like with the coonery. And the thing is, I don't use the coon term, but some of these niggas really is coons out here. Like I play with it. I'll put the hat on. I'll play with it. Some of these niggas out here really don't like black folks. Like dead ass don't like dead ass. I will come for black folks that come for me in the comment section, because that's just I'm from Brooklyn. That's what we do. And even that's all in play. I'm
coming for any motherfucking body. Black, white, or in between. I said, I'm coming for anybody, goddamn it, black, white, or in between.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? But the blacks are the ones who tend to come at me. The whites don't really do that. It's really mostly 99% are the blacks. So if I'm coming at you as a black person, I'm making fun of your hair, or talking about your weave, or talking about you ain't got no edges. That's what came for me first. I'm like Trump. I get back at people. I shoot back. I defend myself. I don't go out looking to start problems with people. But if you start the problem, I will solve it. But even then, I could have made fun of your weave last week and be cool with you next week. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious anymore, because ultimately I want to see Americans of all stripes have a better life. So if you got to make fun of me and call me names or whatever to get you to get there, I'm sure I can take it. I live very well. I'm fine. Trust me. I can. It don't bother me at all, because when all these cameras go off, I'm happy in my life and I'm satisfied with me. So ain't nothing you really could say is going to change that. And that type of happiness and strength only comes from relationship with God, relationship with myself, self-awareness. So it gives me the strength to be able to say the things that are unpopular, because it don't matter to me one way or another. I'm good either way. So you ain't never going to knock me off my square. So I think this is a good place in which to end.
Okay.
So I want you to let everybody know where they can find you, how to get in contact with you and all that good stuff.
You can find me on Facebook at Young Black and Wealthy, on Instagram, Young Black and Wealthy _ We got a new page, YBW Plus. It's still just like that, YBW Plus, that we're gonna be doing a lot of new content on, because actually we're trying to build like a network. I'm gonna talk to you about that too privately. So basically this Twitter, which I'm rarely on. I just go on there a lot of times when I need to cuss somebody the fuck out every now and then. And they be talking big shit on there. So just Young Black and Wealthy on YouTube, Young Black and Wealthy. I'm about to start recording a lot of long form for YouTube again. So, bro, I need you to pray for me for that, because, man, I'm going to be in the kitchen for real cooking.
Whatever I can do to help, I'm definitely here for you. Whatever I can do to help. Whatever I can do, any questions, whatever, I know, that goes both ways. Anything I can do to help, I'm always going to be here for you. I definitely appreciate you coming through today, giving folks the sauce, letting people know, what they can do. It's definitely not easy. If there's anybody that wants to, make this step, I know you don't have like a full on, class or something or whatever to cheat sheet or whatever, but reach out. Maybe that's something you could do.
I think I'm gonna do one soon. I think that's something you could do. I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, that's something you could do. Anwar is going to be with us on Tuesday for YBW. I mean, not for YBW. Think about it. I'm sorry. For Hood Conservative on Tuesday at 2. He's going to be with us on the panel. Also, just so you know, again, little housekeeping, Tuesday at 2. Tomorrow, touch your name and say tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm having a live show again here, live in studio panel. I'm going to have William Small here and some other guys. William Small, you guys have seen him all over X and all over the internet. He's one of the guys here in Philadelphia who's been going out to City Hall and has been like challenging our, corrupt mayor in our establishment or whatever. He ran for Congress last time on a Republican ticket. He's going to be running again in 2028. So we're going to talk to him. His video on my podcast went viral as fuck. I mean, I get more notifications for him. I do it my own damn self. So he's just blowing up. So we're going to have him live on the couch tomorrow at 11. I still ain't figured out all the technicals for that yet, so pray for me. I have to go to work today and figure that all out tonight and whatever. This is my life. But we'll be here tomorrow at 11 with that 11 tomorrow in the morning. And then Tuesday is going to be Hood Conservative again with Laverne, Trevian, and Anwar will be here with us along with some of our other favorites. As you know, I'm Benj. I'm Benj on everything. I don't know if you guys can see my little sign up there. Benj. I'm Benj on everything. You guys can follow me on, X. If you're on X right now, I know we're airing on Laverne stuff. We're airing on my page too. YouTube. This is also airing on Twitch and Kick and Rumble and
send me Laverne's page too.
Yes, I'll send you Laverne's. Laverne's on X too. Right now, I'll send you her X page. I know a lot of people that are watching Laverne's page. So follow me on all those things. If you guys want to be on the show with me and Laverne and Trevian, just send me a DM on any of my stuff, Benj. Because I'm not about gatekeeping. We want this to be something that can nurture new talent. So if you are, have a conservative voice, whatever, you don't have to be black. You can be any color. We have people of all colors. Obviously we got to vet you a little bit. You can't be like a 0 follower crazy person. But if you got, couple of followers, a couple hundred, at least 500, 200, whatever it is, we'll vet you and we'll have you come up. We just got to make sure you're not crazy. But I want this to be a place where we are, developing new talent, new voices. I don't want to be just all about us. I don't want to gatekeep the same way I've been gatekept over the years. We want to make this open. We want to make this a place where, new people are talking. And, even if you feel, if for my show, especially, maybe not Hood Conservative, but for my show, I do talk to libs. So if there's a lib, you want to be on my live panel. If you are in Philadelphia, I need Philadelphians for my show. I'm not originally from Philadelphia, so I don't know that many people here. I'm from New York. But if you are in Philadelphia, please reach out. If you want to be on my show, on my panel, I got a whole couch over here where I sit, I talk to folks. We're trying to have all different types of, ways, meetings, understanding, conversations. Reach out to me. This is in my home studio. So again, I got to vet you, make sure your ass ain't crazy. Because this is my home studio. You know what I mean? I don't have to cut you. I don't have to shoot your ass. You come here and want some dumb shit. But I do want to talk to new voices, new people all over the country. But especially if you're from Philadelphia, I want to talk to you because I want to have different new people coming in as I'm churning out. I do want to start doing more live shows. I do want to make it so that we're doing Benj at least once a week. I'm trying to get there. Anwar, Shamika. I'm really trying to get there. But I'm doing the Vern show once a week. So we it's a start. You know what I mean? This is a Benj podcast. So we are doing one. You know what I mean? One is happening today, but I do want to start doing more of these shows. So let me end this show right now so I can run through this whole 2-hour show and find a clip and try to put some up here tonight because I don't trust the AI to find shit. A lot of good things have been said. So I need to re-listen to this thing and put something up. So with that, follow Anwar, Young, Black, and Wealthy on everything. Check us out Tuesday, and also be right back here tomorrow. Wherever you're watching right here, I'll be right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have a live show. William Small tomorrow, live on the couch, unscripted, live, in person. Who knows what the hell is going to be said? I got some other people coming too. It's going to be a lot of fun. So with that, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'm Benj. Benj and everything at Benj. Anwar, any last words? Here we go.
Oh, no, man. Just thanks for having me on, bro. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday for the, what is it called? Hood Conservative podcast?
Hood Conservative.
Yeah. Okay.
Hood Conservative, Tuesday at 2. I will see y'all Tuesday at 2. God bless y'all. Love everybody. Have a good one. We out.
All right, bro. Stay
on the other side, and I'll talk to you when the live's over. Stay in the room.
Okay.
We out. Have a good one. God bless you.